Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here. We're going to give you what you've been waiting for. Let's get the hype rolling in chat right now. Exclamation hype. Let me know if you guys are excited for the Electric Circuit, brought to you by Circuitry Gaming and the Melon Patch. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go! Hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you for being here at the Melon Patch, and thank you, Circuitry Gaming, for allowing us to host your game here. Guys, we got 48 amazing teams here going with this 2-day round-robin tournament for this big old prize pool. It's going to be a ton of fun. Thank you for being here early in chat, all of you, and if you guys are in the games today, good luck to the best of you. We have a fantastic cast coming at you, all right, that's going to be analyzing, casting, doing play-by-play, the whole 9 yards. Guys, let me go ahead and introduce you to my team. On the analyst table, we have DeadDryBonez. What's up, my man?
What's going on, Woos? Glad to be here. Happy to help.
Absolutely. We've got one of my teammates, actually. His name is Lord of the Browns, Lord of his own people. How are you doing, my man?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm excited.
Fantastic. And not only that, but we have the one and the only Twisted. He does not have his webcam on, but you can see his awesome car sitting there. Twisted, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Really excited for tonight.
Fantastic and good to hear. You guys can't see him right now, but my color commentators, we've got 3 of them right now. We've got the one and only Relentless. He's been around a long time. He helps with the Gods of the Patch tournaments. You guys know him. Relentless, my man.
What's going on, man? Really excited to be here. Really excited to be part of such a big tournament.
Absolutely, and thank you for being here as well. And all right, and he's also been around for a Gods of the Patch tournament. He's fairly new to us, but has already warmed our hearts. The only FireJubJub. How's it going, man?
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's excited to be a part of the tournament and hope everybody is on the hype train because it's going to be a killer one.
Absolutely, it is going to. All right, and last but not least, going to be starting it off with the color commentating. He is an IGL commentator just like me. I brought him over for a little bit of help. We got Vagabond.
What's going on, everybody?
All right, guys. Again, this is brought to you by Circuitry Gaming, the Electric Circuit. It's going to be a fantastic... The way this tournament is going to work, we have 8 pools of 6 teams today. All those pools are going to be playing each other within the pool, and we're going to try to determine who the top 3 in each pool are. They will move on to the next round, and the next round, of course, being tomorrow. So make sure to tune in at the same time tomorrow for some amazing Rocket League gameplay. As far as the summary of the whole tournament, we're going to go ahead and go over some rules. Right now, the tournament has technically started. The players have begun playing, and we will get to that in just a minute. As far as the format is, a 2-day round-robin 3v3 Rocket League tournament. No limit on the amount of teams that can beat. Again, we do have 48, and 6 teams per group with the top 3 advancing to the winner's bracket tomorrow. Group stage, 6 teams per group. Teams will play the other 5 listed in their bracket. Final group standings determined by the total number of wins. If the teams are tied head-to-head, and goal differential will be used. Top 3 go to the winner's bracket for a double elimination. Bottom 3 goes to the losers, which is a singles elimination. Winner's bracket for tomorrow. The first round of the winners will be a best of 3. All of today will also be a best of 3. After the first round, all subsequent games in the winner's bracket will be a best of 5, grand final, best of 7. If you lose, you drop to the loser's bracket. Loser's bracket, all best of 3. If your team loses, you're out. You're cut. Dates, obviously you guys know it's today and tomorrow. All servers will be on US East, however US West can be selected as long as both teams agree. There is no age limit. This is not Psyonix sponsored, which means under 15 will be allowed. Subs are allowed but must be included upon initial sign-up, and so on and so forth. If you guys have any questions, make sure to go into the Circuitry Gaming Discord and go there. If moderators as well, if there's anything wrong with your guys' games, Circuitry Gaming Discord, that's where you're going to need to be. Their admins will be on top of the moderating. Prize pool breakdown, though. First place gets $150 going to the team. Second, $75. Third, $25. And a Rogue Injury Starter Kit going to the goal of the tournament. So you don't even have to win, and you still have a chance of winning things. All right, guys. Again, that is the breakdown of the tournament. It's going to be amazing. We're looking at all kinds of stuff going on here. But on that note, I'm going to go and hand it to my analysts. And they're going to kind of go through the pools, go over some of the teams, a little bit of history, and we'll get started here.
So if I'm reading this bracket correctly, on Smash, it seems like Evolved and Project Ace are currently playing each other. They just started off. Oh no, yeah, they're 4 and a half minutes in. Same So we're awaiting the results of that game.
Really excited to see how that one turns out. I think definitely in that pool, team as Execute Esports is definitely some team that we need to watch, with some high level players, with some high level ratings within the Rocket League game. Really curious how that pool turns out. Further, I think if we go check in the second pool, we have a team, Enormity Esports, with some really well-known players in the bubble scene. Really think that they might have a strong chance of making it far within the tournament. But seeing that pool, I think it's a really strong pool. Also, Golden Boys with Comp in there, some strong players.
I honestly am just really excited. I'm very new to the Rocket League scene, and I just, I can't wait to get this underway and just see all the, all the high level gameplay that, we're about to see. Who was it that was in RLCS from season 1?
I think Lemon Puppy participated in RLCS. I'm not sure which season. I think it's season 1, but he definitely played at a really high level, as well as RLRS. So really curious to see how far he gets with his team. He plays for I think it is RBG Esports. Yeah, he plays for RBG Esports, and them as well. They found themselves in a pretty decent pool, but I think they will take the upper hand there and be sure of that top 3 spot to make it to the winners bracket.
All right. I'm just so excited to just see all these teams go at it and to see the outcome of this tournament. So I forgot, who is the first matchup?
I'm not sure which game we're gonna watch first. I think they're still deciding on which game we're going to watch. But yeah, as well, same. Really excited to see how that one turns out. Looking at the other pools, I'm just checking what other teams we have here. We have another team like, for example, Yup, a team with a player named Chan, also a really strong player known within the scene. Also, they have a really high, big chance to make it far within the tournament. So also really excited to see them play. Further, we also have. What else? .exe, of course. Also Slushy, a really well-known player within the scene, played in RLRS previously, so tons of experience on that team. Same for BPlusers, players like Dark. Really excited to see those going at it with each other, fighting it out to check who's best, and yeah, really excited to see how that goes.
There you have it. I mean, so right now we're just waiting to get our game. All right, so it looks like our first game today is going to be Aluminum Esports versus Onlyfans. What a name.
That's a really exciting name indeed.
That's great. So Aluminum Esports is currently sitting in a 2,000 plus MMR rating. I'm excited to see how they play. And as for OnlyFans, it doesn't really seem like we have much on them at the moment.
Yeah, I don't have any idea who they are or what their previous experience is, so it will be really exciting to see how they perform against a pretty strong team. As you say, 2000 MMR is pretty high level, as if not like the highest level. So really excited to see how they will play and fight a team that they have never seen or maybe never have played against. So that's also like you never know what's going to happen. It's always scary to hop in a game against some people you have never played against, don't know the ranks of, don't know their previous experience. So yeah, really excited to see how they will play against each other.
This should be exciting. I mean, like we said, OnlyFans, a team we haven't seen before. And Aluminum has, been established as a pretty good team.
I'm sorry, guys.
Okay,
I've been having a browser crash here for a second, so I'm trying to work that out. I haven't been talking very much, but I will be on it as soon as the game starts up.
Okay, guys, but we're going to hop into the game and let's give it to the casters. Good luck.
All right. Looks like Rain is going to be trying to start things off, but Ranger is there to shut it down. He's going to send it all the way downfield. Chen is going to have to catch up to it, but a shot came in from Ranger. Good job deflecting that above the net. Ranger is going to try and send this out for Agma, but he'll retreat. But Neil will keep it at midfield. Agma is going to send this around the corner for Ranger. Out center, Ranger is going to flick this and in! He score early, 27 seconds in.
And you know, that's just great team play. You got a 3-play pass and play here. You got Ranger setting it up right for Neil. A perfect cross, immediately straight into the volley, and an excellent goal. And that's just what you call pitch perfect Rocket League pass.
Well, there you have it. Looks like Ranger is going to be sending this down, but it's cleared out by Rain.
Yeah, and you know, the big thing here is a lot of Ranger and Neil seeming to have that, like, chemistry in the air, and it's really up to Chan and Rain to kind of like challenge them and not give them so much space. But Ranger
came out of seemingly nowhere after Neil put that off the crossbar, and Ranger sealed the job. 2-0, just 48 seconds into this matchup, and Ranger and Rain are going at it. It's going to be sent into the corner. Rusty is going to be there to retrieve it, and Neil is going to pass this off, and Ranger is going to be the one handling it in the corner. Off the back wall, nobody home, and it's going to be cleared out for Rusty. Neil there to challenge, but it ends up over his head, but Ranger keeps it in. Neil whiffs on the redirect, but Agma does it, and Neil doesn't have the boost to get around it and dump that ball in. And Rain is going to try and start an attack, but Neil's going to shut that down. But Rusty will whiff on the flick off the wall. And Neil's going to take this. He has a lot of space, and he scores! Nobody in position. And Neil makes it pay. Nothing. Just a minute and a half have gone by. Rain going at it, and he's going to try and catch up to it. Neil's going to send it all the way down, and it's going to be cleared out. Ranger's going to keep it in. Sean is going to try and send this on the screen. He's going to try and take this across the length of the field. He'll pick up that corner boost, stealing it. Neil trying to clear it out with everything he has, and Ranger will come and clean up for him. Off the back wall, and nobody's home for the rebound as Agma was playing third man deep. Rain is going to clear this down, and this ball has a chance, except Ranger is there to make the save. Neil is going to whiff on the clear, and Ranger is going to try and dribble it out, but he's met by John. Both players whiffing, and Agma will be the one to get to it. Rain is going to put this off the back wall, and Neil and Ranger can't pitch it out. Shot, they score! Rusty comes from about midfield to punish a little bit of confusion out in front of the net there. What do we see here?
I just realized my mic's been muted this whole time. I'm absolutely awful. Wow.
So good.
All right. Anyway, so, I mean, huge plays here. Blue team, Rusty, Chan, Rain, just so much passive playing, and that's just not what you're supposed to be seeing in Rocket League right now. I mean, that final third play was the only offense we've seen. Yeah, they got a goal from it, but it's just one of those where you're not seeing enough play to actually, like, say, is it worth it? Is this soon enough? I mean, yeah, you have 2 minutes left. You can get 2 goals back and a great final third pass right here, but nobody to clean it up. And, I mean, some great air dribbling, but Ranger's just a 50 god. You can't beat that man.
I mean, I don't know much about these players, but just from what I've seen, it seems like Chan is really cleaning up his defensive play after letting up a couple quick goals in the beginning. And and Rusty as just he's taking advantage of Rangers.
Oh.
Neil almost dunked that in.
And I guess the main issue is that you're seeing, like right now, you're seeing a lot of transitional plays from AE here, and they're just not cleaning it up as much as you would think, because it's great to transition back to defense, but they're getting boost starved. You're talking about just Neil and Ogma are setting up Ranger for just some beautiful plays.
Absolutely right. Your orange team, by the way, for those who don't really know in chat, is Team... I hate this. Team Onlyfans. And blue is Aluminum eSports. But Chan is going to try and stop this around a quarter of the way down the field. Neil's going to try and put this off the back wall for himself, but Ogma with a shot that's saved by Chan. Chan just couldn't seem to get there in time, Ogma could not get there in time, and Chan was there to make the save. But Rain's gonna put this on net. Ooh, Ranger!
Well, and and precisely. That's another thing is, they're doing great on this transitional play to try and get some offense going here, but Chan, it's just, they need that finishing touch, but no one's there. Like, the midfield plays just aren't connecting, and that's just not transitioning into finishing touches on the other end.
But honestly, to me, it seems like their third man is either just a little out of position or he's just a little too deep. But it looks like game one is just about over here. There you have.
And actually, I think that was game 2.
Was that game 2?
Yeah, because game 1, OnlyFans won 4-0.
Oh, wow. So it looks like OnlyFans taking a 2-0 lead in the series. Woos, if you're there, what is the series? Is it 5 or 7?
Best of 3 all of today.
Oh, so there you have it, a series sweep for OnlyFans. But even though Aluminum moves to the losers bracket, I just want to take a look at Chan here. He had 5 saves this game. His defensive play has been nothing short of amazing. And I'm honestly really excited to go look at the losers bracket. And I want Aluminum Esports to meet these guys again, because I truly do believe that they can play each other and just have a best of 5 or a best of 3 absolute war.
Well, and like I said, like Aluminum Esports, they were playing great towards the end there, but the thing is they had to transition more than the defensive game. They were kind of playing a holding pattern, and holding in Rocket League only does so much. Eventually, all that pressure is going to turn into some crazy plays by, like, clearly as you saw from Rain and a few of the other guys on OnlyFans. They were destroying with those passing plays. Like, it's easy to open up the field in Rocket League if you pass it from left to right, but the double commits from Aluminum, it kind of just made it so that they couldn't finish, and it'd be interesting to see how they play the rest of the series and how they change and their group standing.
I completely agree. I mean, there's really nothing that I can say that, would dispel that. But I really do want to see Aluminum Esports kind of clean up their defensive game. It looked like early on in the game they might have been nervous because they know that or they don't know OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Like, because nobody here, for those of you watching, knows who OnlyFans is. I mean, they came in, guns a-blazing, took down a 2,000 MMR team. That's crazy.
What an amazing game. Really surprised, and not really surprised, but really excited with the performance of OnlyFans with some really strong pressure. It was clear that Aluminum had a hard time handling that pressure, and it turned out great for them.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to have to sit this one out. I actually didn't get to watch that first game. I was having some technical and mental problems, so I'm going to have to sit this one out until I get the next games.
Okay, yeah, then I think what really stood out this game was Ranger and Neil stepping up with some really solid plays, putting on some really good pressure, some really nice offensive plays, the passing, the synergy as well, which is really nice to see of a team like that. And then, Aluminum having to step in and play a team like that is really hard as a first game. But let's hope they warmed up after this game and are ready for the next one and can continue with some better results.
All right, well, now we've got Maybe Baby versus Antimatter Gaming. Looking like we are in the second game right now. Just started 1-1. FireJubJub and Vagabond. While I kind of try to figure out this echo, you guys take it away.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Woos. And you know what? 1-1 right now, and a lot of aerial play, Vagabond. So I'll let you start taking away the play-by-play. But
don't make me do that. So it looks like we're gonna have Fudgy is gonna be cut off by Soccer Sean. Maybe a little bit. It looks like they're going for a lot of the ceiling shots. They really getting that ball way up there, trying to get themselves underneath that ball and put something on net. But Jacob trying to center that ball out for Sean, and he was just not home. But Spartan is gonna whip, and it looks like Sean is gonna just absolutely obliterate Jaxer. Is that Jaxer or Hex? What do you think?
You know, that's a fantastic question. I think I'm gonna go with Jaxer.
All right, let's go with Jackson. So it looks like AMG is kind of having a little bit of trouble getting out of their own zone, but Spartan is there to bail them out, trying to carry it all the way down. But Jackson with a great defensive play. But Jacob is going to send this all the way down. This is going to be on net, but Fudgy is going to be there to make the save.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, that was a great aerial interception too. I mean, it's one thing to let the guy dribble it almost all the way to your own net, but if you don't challenge him, then it's an easy goal. But if you like put even a little bit of pressure, that's awesome. And then they also easily stole that. Like, it was a great transitional play for him.
Here's a double tap opportunity. Save made by Forrest.
No way. They're playing a lot of the left-hand corner, or I guess it'd be the right-hand corner. But yeah, I mean, sometimes the corner plays can go your way, but if a team has lockdown defense like they do right now, it's not too advantageous to play from the corner. You got to try and pass into the midfield.
So it looks like Soccer Sean is going to be there to send that into the corner. And it's going to be centered here, but Spartan is there to cut off the double pinch. Good attempt there by Jaxer, and I believe that was Fudgy.
Yeah, and you know,
a shot. Fudgy recovers, make a save, rebound! Spartan hit the post.
Well, and you know, honestly, they almost got punished for that double commit too. Like, it's one thing to pinch it and just slam it through a net, but if you get caught on the transitional play like they did, luckily they had Jaxer back there, but man, that could have been really messy.
Messy indeed. I mean, I believe that was Fudgy who got all the way back to make a save after having his shot saved.
Ooh.
Sorry,
already a fire game, Vagabond.
I've been kind of short. I've been trying to figure out the echo issue as well, but it looks like we are good. Getting from Boost. And anyway, it looks like Forrest over here is going to try and start something, but it's boomed all the way down by Spartan. Jaxer is waiting for it. But Spartan trying to center this ball off the back wall and a pinch clear. He's going to bail out G.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, those pinch clears are perfect for transitional plays, especially when you look more into the aspect of, okay, how are we going to like start putting an offense together? And, almost a little tap down, just nobody there to put the little touch.
Empyre, was that a really slow demo?
Yeah, I was going to say, it didn't feel like he was going fast enough for the demo, but, you know, I guess I'm not psionics.
But Jacob is going to pop this ball right up. Spartan and Hex, or whatever. Oh, but there's a shot! Sean couldn't get the redirect to go in. He hit the crossbar. And Spartan is going to send this all the way across into the corner for Jaxer. Jaxer's going to shoot. Nobody there. He scores. 2-1. 9-6 remaining.
And look at this. It's the pure demo to make sure there's no goalie. Soccer Sean caught right by Forrest and bam. Shot right through the net like a beauty. I mean, that's like handing candy to like a little kid, just being like, you want some candy?
Anyway, Spartan and Fudgy going after it, and it looks like Baby is going to take this. Unless Spartan can make something happen. Spartan keeps it up. Jacob going up for it. It's on net, but no, it's down. But there you have it, baby. Gaming, I believe is their name, is going to take game 2. Is that the sweep, Woos?
Yeah, that was a sweep. It was a 2-0 series right there.
Another 2-0 coming in. Forrest, Hex, and Fudgy coming out on top for baby. Not as close. Oh. Okay.
Well, and as we saw, it was a bunch of great plays, not only from like Forrest and the passing plays, but then also the lockdown defense is just crazy. That was just a very good game, and not only making sure that they had, because you saw the corner plays and the wall plays were going great, but it was just that final finishing touch that wasn't able to put the cherry on the top of the cake, and eventually it just caught them back on that transitional play like we saw to a demo and open net, which was really tragic.
I mean, was it tragic or was it just a great play? I honestly think that was an amazing play there by Baby to take out Soccer Sean and not let him get a chance to make a save.
True. And we're probably going to shoot it back to the analyst decks, unless you have anything else, Vagabond. So.
No, I think I'm okay. I mean, AMG, it seemed like they really had trouble getting like that third touch or that fourth touch. Because Baby was just on top of them the entire time, making sure those air dribbles and those aerial shots were challenged every single time, and that's what I really liked watching about Baby.
I agree. It was
Alright,
a great play.
So now we're gonna send it back over to the caster's table. So take it away, guys.
Yeah, what an amazing game again. Really close call in the end. Baby really stepping up, showing some real skill. Yeah, excited how they will continue in the tournament.
I kind of disagree with everybody just a little bit, because when it came to watching Baby, it was very, very interesting in Antimatter gaming versus the two. It seemed like AMG had a lot more, I guess you could call it team cohesion or awareness. As to where I was watching Baby, they just kept shooting it back towards Antimatter, like every single shot, like one hit clear, right back to Antimatter, one hit clear and back to Antimatter. And it was just really, it almost, I wouldn't say luck because they actually blew up the goalie, but at the very end there, it was that last shot that got the game to win for Baby was very, very well placed and situational, very situational. I just think that Antimatter had a lot better passing game, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. But what I think definitely, like, the ability to like work like more defensively and try to figure out what the opponent is doing, and then making a big clear and like trying to profit of like a mistake. So I think that's what Baby really showed here, and that's why they got the upper hand in this game. If I'm going to look at the other games right now, we can see that, for example, in the other pool, Enormity eSports has beaten Circuit 3 Gaming White in their first game. So yeah, as expected, Enormity eSports, really strong team. So yeah, as well, curious to see how that goes. Then further on, there's also Evolved Esport that beat Project Ace, and also another strong game. Some close games apparently. Game 1 ended 3-2 and Game 2 ended 2-0. So that was also a nice game. Yeah, really excited to see what the next games will bring us.
I think we got to throw it back to the casters, but we will be back here in a little while.
Alrighty, welcome back, everybody. I'm here with my man Vagabond. Vagabond, we got blue team as Veletok, I'm pretty sure, and then I think it's BPlusers. I don't know how to say that name, but anyways, Pulsars are 1-0 right now. I mean 3-1 in that game. But as we go into the second game here, Vagabond, I'm excited to see what both teams can bring in the final third, passing and everything else. And then honestly, kind of want to see who their star players might be. Any notes for you real quick? Vagabond? You lied, my man. Anyway, we're going to go into Echo's going to try and get it off the wall here. Sin's going to go straight into a mid-pass play to XI. And Dark's trying to dunk it back down. And Sin's actually going to try and boom this right back where Echo's going into the aerial play. But Smiley Face comes in off the transitional play. And Aiden now finally switching back to Smiley Face on the long pass. And Dark trying to give it to XI, but a little bit too, almost just a straight shot right at the goal. And nothing really could come from it. But maybe able to dunk it back down. And a great clear by Aiden and Smiley Face here.
We still can't hear you, Vagabond.
But yeah, Sin's just going crazy right now. And Smiley Face almost smashing it through, but Dark. I mean, Smiley Face blocking XI from smashing it through. Sorry, my bad on that one. But huge defensive plays from Veletok right now. And then, honestly, we see Dark just pinching it off the roof. Gonna go for the ceiling play. Almost gets it XI, but now they're caught on the transition. Can Echo turn this into something? No, he can't, because Sin's gonna go off the ceiling, pass it midfield to XI, and almost touching it right through.
Am I back? Are we good?
And
Saying
you
about to
are.
get this
Welcome
aerial?
back,
No, he's
Vagabond.
not. That's my bad. I got a new headset, man. I don't know the buttons on this thing.
You are good, my man. Welcome back to, and it's already an electric game, and almost straight into the ceiling play again.
Oh, but Smile, his clear is going to end up on the back wall. Sin is going to send this along to midfield. I guess that's Z or Z. Oh, here's a goal by Dark that came out of nowhere. What happened?
It was a mistouch, I think. So you have XI here. Actually gets a little bit on it right over. And Echo just not fast enough to make that play.
It looks like Aiden was just not there to I don't think Aiden had any boost to try and make that save, or he just didn't see Dark coming.
No, he just transitioned from the boost, I'm pretty sure. And then you saw Smile was kind of trying to juggle it a little bit, but that's the thing. In threes, if you even get a little bit of a touch, it can turn immediately, like you saw, into a pinch and a rocket of a ball going straight into the opposing net.
All right, but there you go. It looks like Smile is going to try and keep this in, passing it off to Echo, but it's going to be cleared out. Dark is going to use Echo to pinch that. Aiden is trying to keep this out of Velo's zone, and Smile is going to put this off the ceiling for Echo, and a save made by Sin. And Sin is going to try and carry this out by himself. Ground pitch is no good. It's blocked by Smile. XI is going to try and bring this up the side wall, but he can't. And Sin will try the same, but Echo keeping this in. Right now, it looks like Veletok is just controlling the zone, not letting Dark, Sin, or XI get anything going, but Smile is going to be saved by Sin. Dark is going to put this into the corner, trying to carry it out, but Aiden's there to cut him off. Smile going way up for it, he scores!
And it was a simple little touch, and that's what you're talking about. The double commit right there on the clear. No one was making communication. Who's going to clear it? What way are we going to clear it? Passed it right back to the opposing team. Veletok able to make the midway pass, and Smile just the little crisp on the brisket. Just a little, just put the finishing touches on it. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. The Dart trying to carry this all the way down. Can't get the bump on Aiden. Nice try, even though Smile was there to make the save. Veletok has really had a little bit of trouble getting out of their own zone. And B+ has just been kind of pressing them. Obviously, a great transitional play we just saw from Veletok as XI going to put this off the back wall, but nobody there for the rebound. Dark is going to put this off the back wall as XI will whiff on the redirects. Sin is going to try and catch up to this, but it's actually Dark who will. And Smile is going to put this on net. Nice save by XI.
And a beautiful demo to kind of, but honestly, no goal?
What just happened?
A miscommunication from Smile here. He couldn't control the ball. Echo didn't know what to do. Both just, mistimed way too much right there.
That's such an unfortunate own goal. Looks like Aiden couldn't get out of Smile's way.
And that's some, that's a rough one to take back, especially with a minute left.
Like Doug just said, under a minute left, we're now at half a minute. Smile is not going to be able to get that redirect on the aerial. And XI is going to be able to clear this out to midfield. He's going to be met by Smile. Dark is going to be able to get this to midfield as well, but Echo is there to save it. Redirect, no good. Sin coming in hot with a nice save. Shadow save is going to be made by Echo. 30 seconds now.
Huge clear, but they gotta. Echo has to make a play.
Echo, he scores! 0-second goal. Nobody in front of him. It looks like all of Orange was just caught out of position.
Yeah, that triple commit right there at the end, just to try and shove the ball right into, basically to just nullify the match and be like, we're done. It's our series. We won. Now we're in OT. Echo with a huge play that actually might change it back for his team here, with a big pass out. Oh man, what a series right now.
Either way, we got overtime in game 3.
Is it game 3? I thought it.
Either way, it's exciting, and Smiley Face is not going to be able to get his shot through, as XI is there to make the save. Aiden's going to shoot, and it's saved by Sin.
Huge plays here, and now he's going for the aerial, just solo play. Man.
Trying to be the hero himself, but Sin rebound scores!
And a great play by Aiden to pick this up, but also XI just passes this right off the wall to Sin, and the top 90. It's just a screamer in soccer. It's a screamer in Rocket League. And what a great game. What a great series. I mean, we had a ton of different plays there, and honestly, if you're talking to me about player of the game, I would say that it's between Smiley Face and honestly, XI to me was a huge monumental player of this game, of what happened in the flow.
I completely agree. I mean, let's look at the losing side of things for Veletok. Smile had a goal and assist, 3 saves and 4 shots. He came to play today, and unfortunately, he just couldn't really get it done for his team. But Sin, just 4 saves and 3 shots, kind of the same stats as Smile over there. Sin came to play.
Yeah,
today,
and
he definitely made
Oh, sorry, I don't
Veletok
mean to cut you off.
It's all good. He definitely made Veletok pay for a couple defensive mistakes there.
Yeah, and it's one of those where you look at the stat sheet, it's always one of those things, okay, well, maybe this dude had a good game, maybe they didn't. But then you saw a player like Dark was being very bump heavy, kind of more on the offensive side and defensive side of making sure that his team could keep control of the ball. But then you had Echo on Veletok on the losing side, who made some big plays of not only sending it into overtime, and unfortunately they couldn't swing that round into their favor, but was also vital in making sure that the flow was going in his team's favor, and he was controlling a lot of that mid-game midfield to final third place for his team.
Well, there you have it, folks. That was that series was BPlusers versus Veletok, or Veletok. Trying to look at the spelling here, and I'm not quite getting it. But anyway,
I just went with Veletok.
But anyway, BPlusers coming out on top, 2-0 series win. Just absolutely dominating Veletok in their own zone, just not letting them really breathe, not letting them breathe, and forcing them to play a lot of defense. But that's really all I have to say for that game. I was dealing with a couple things on our Discord, so I was just kind of going play to play. But Jub, is there anything you want to add there?
No, I think we're good to shoot to the analyst table on Lord of Brown and those guys. If you guys are ready to talk about some exciting matches that you saw.
All right, Brown, take it away. By the way, before they do that, Relentless will be stepping in for me. I'm gonna take a quick break. Jub will be sticking with you guys next game.
Thank you. I'm not even gonna try.
All you, Lord of Brown.
Welcome back, guys. Take it away, Brown.
Fortunate with that own goal. A little shaky in the beginning there. Seem to pull it back. I'm interested in a team 72 pin collector is 2 females. I think they're two females. I'm interested to see how they do. And I got you, fans.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really excited to see how Kira, for example, is going to perform. I think they've shown that they're really skilled, and I'm really excited to see how they will play their games. If I'm going back to the game we just saw, BPlusers really showing up, really showing some skill, showing that they're well known in the scene, showing that they're worth their name. I certainly myself expected BPlusers to win, but the Veletok actually put up a real strong fight. For Veletok, they're now at 1 loss and 1 win. So for them, they're not sure of making top 3 yet, but so they'll have some important games coming up. Really excited to see what they will do there as well.
Yeah, that last game was pretty exciting. However, I hate being devil's advocate, but I'm going to anyways. It just seemed like both teams were really, really struggling to keep their wheels underneath them. As far as the passes go, it was just slightly off. The self goals, it really seemed that both teams couldn't really unite on each side, which was really difficult for both teams. It makes it a very, very exciting game because a lot of good saves are made at the last second. A lot of good goals are made at the last second. But it just never really seemed like a forward-pushing game. It was just kind of it just stayed in one place as far as trying to organize the chaos.
Yeah, they were a little bit shaky about your like you said. Both teams looked a little unsure. Like they didn't quite trust themselves in their situations that they probably have been in, on countless amount of times by now.
Right, but even still, even if you go back to older days when you're playing your sport, even after every single game, you still, or right before every single game, you still get the kind of butterflies, and it just seemed like those butterflies never really moved past them, and it just kind of stayed right there. It couldn't really make a decisive move.
Yeah, definitely. It's also, let's keep in mind that it's still the start of the tournament, so I think everybody's still getting there and warming up and getting to know each other and getting ready to compete the more important games later on in the tournament.
Yeah, shaking those first game jitters.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, the nerves are always there.
Exactly.
So let's see what else happened within the tournament. I think .exe beat Ignite, also fairly expected. It's .exe with Slushy in the team, the RLRS experienced player. So yeah, I'm curious to see what they will do going further in the tournament.
I think our next game we got going on is Empyre eSports versus and C eSports. Do you have any opinions on those?
I think those are some pretty strong teams there. I myself don't really have any experience or know any of the players, but I think it's going to be a fairly close game on looking at what we have on them. So yeah.
Oh, they're ready to go back to the casters at any point in time.
Heck yeah.
Shall we head over?
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right. Have it at it, casters.
Welcome back, everybody. Someone that wasn't here last but is here now, the man, the myth, Relentless. How you doing, boss?
I'm doing good now that I think you guys can hear me. I think we're doing all right. But no, I'm here. And unfortunately, though, with this start, we had a little bit overstimulation, over-eagerness from our Empyre team. They saw the broadcasters coming in. They thought that was the other team. They were getting ready to start, and so they jumped right in. But we were waiting on HNC to join us, so we're a little bit early here. And I'm looking. We're gonna have to remake the lobby so that HNC can make their way in, and we can get this started fresh and all of that stuff. So I'm gonna hop out of the match and allow them to remake the lobby.
Yeah. But, Relentless. So, you've casted Rocket League before. You've been here a few, and
Yep.
you've seen a lot of different games. What are some things in this next game that you're looking forward to that you haven't seen so much in the past few games that we've broadcasted so far?
Well, this game that we're getting into and stuff, I've seen HNC play before. I've seen some of their players play before in the Gods of the Patch tournament as well as in IGL itself. And so coming into this, they're going to have a really good chemistry, but Empyre is also their own little organization, so they're going to have chemistry as well. I'm looking for teams to kind of build off that chemistry, and I'm looking for passes into the infield and stuff, not just the simple bang off the backboard and hope that your teammates in the middle faster than the opponent. I'm hoping for infield passes. So you're taking it down the side field, you cut it inside, and you send a firm infield pass for a good ground shot from your teammates. Those are going to be the hardest things to defend. Just a well-placed pass with a well-placed shot right after. You can kind of read stuff as you get to the higher level like these teams are. You can read stuff off the backboard, and it becomes really, really easy as you get to that higher level. But some of those infield passes, some of those second and third touches that we're looking for from these teams, that's what's going to kind of spell success as you go later in this tournament. And so HNC, I know they have chemistry. Empyre, we're looking to see what kind of chemistry they have. And so that's kind of what I'm looking forward to in this match.
Yeah, and I agree. I'm looking for the teams to make a little bit more efforts in not only passing, but trying to control the ball a little bit more and see a little bit more of not so much one plays, but kind of see where we can transition into offense and defense. And then eventually, like we've seen a lot of teams double committing. I want the field to open up more. I feel like we've been playing a few of the games have been playing a little bit too on sides, and I kind of want to see just the match open up a little bit more. And eventually, like you said, when you get to a certain level, it's easy to read backboard passes. It's easy to read where someone's air dribbling to and those type of things. But how do you change that? How do you those infield passes that you're talking about? When you're shooting an infield pass and then you immediately can just boom it right at the goal, like those are the shots that are hard to stop because they're coming at you easily 100 miles in the game.
Yeah, and we should be seeing them open up the field a little bit more. Obviously, those first handful of games are like there's a lot of nerves. You come into this tournament, you want to perform well, you have your team and everything, and you guys are just trying to come out strong, and sometimes the nerves kind of get the best of you. But now they've got a few games under their belt. Hopefully they've kind of a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more relaxed. Not everyone's playing so tense, because I know it can definitely get tense coming into these things. So we'll see if they can do that, because that's going to be the difference maker. Whatever team can play a little bit more fluid and not feel like they have to hit a certain rotation, because as you get to the high level, rotation is not like it's not like a mathematical formula. It has to be something where you can adjust and adapt very quickly. And so we'll see if we have any breakouts and everything. We can see if we have teams that are feeling a lot more comfortable, able to move up the field a little bit more fluidly. That's going to make a big difference.
Yeah. And, it's also one of those things where, like you said, you've seen one of these teams play and, just like from their own gameplay, I guess, and how would Empyre, I guess, look at a way to kind of break up what they're doing and to make it so that they can kind of shift the game towards their favor, I guess. I mean, it's one of those, you look at games and teams that how they play and their chemistry, but there's sometimes you see that they easily, like, for instance, like transition plays to you know, like just one player carrying the team by carrying the ball, doing all the stealing shots and everything. I guess what are you looking for the team that you've seen most do differently or even improve on compared to what they've done in the past?
I think the counterattack play is incredibly important. I think when you're on defense, being able to get it out of your defensive end quickly, but also controlled. So you're not just booming it up the field, but you're booming it up to the sidewall where you already have a teammate breaking down the field, and they can take control of it from there and then get another pass right back into the midfield from that moment. And we do have finally the teams are all joined up. As eclectic as this has been, as jank as it's been so far, we finally have everyone in the lobby. But we'll kind of see whatever team, they're going to have a lot more success if they're able to get those quick counterattacks, get those breakouts, but maintain possession in the meantime of it. They're not just banging up the field and giving away possession. So we'll kind of see what they do here. But we finally have all of the players in the match. So I'm really looking forward to finally being able to get into this one. We've talked about it. It feels like ad nauseum at this point. So
I just want to see some Rocket League.
We just want to see Rocket League. Let's go.
And the match we have going right now, you said, is Empyre eSports versus HNC eSports. And I'm pretty sure HNC is with Corky and then...
Correct. Empyre is the one with the Empyre tag, MPYR tag. So Xero, Corky, and Princess World versus Storm, Mizu, and Cynical. So...
Yeah, and...
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I'm excited, man. I'm ready.
Yeah, so we got the kickoff here. Cynical with the speed kickoff does beat him. Princess World with an own goal, though, to start it off right away. Princess World went off for that boost. And Cynical with a really, really fast kickoff. Corky getting caught off guard a little bit. And then Princess World cannot recover in time. Tries to save it on the near post. Can't get there. Sends it in to her own goal.
And I think that's more of the sense that was a miscommunication by... HNC there, because honestly Cynical looks like he's probably the fastest kickoff on the team. And I mean, of course it's not something they're gonna know coming right into it, but as soon as you saw the guy on the opposite side, when usually it's like left side is like, you know, some people prefer left always taking it, I guess. That was, oh my bad. Storm though, huge play.
Yeah, and now we're seeing a lot of pressure. Watch him. He takes that side boost, doesn't allow this ball to get clear. They were trying to get something up that side wall, trying to get the ball to go clear, not able to. Cynical is able to send this one into the middle, and Storm is there for it. And like you were saying, they usually typically go left side goes, but if Cynical is feeling a lot more comfortable on those corner kickoffs, they're going to let him do what he wants.
And the solo play by Cynical, man, just tearing it up.
We're seeing a lot of good plays and stuff from these teams. You saw another good pass play into the midfield there, just a missed touch by Mizu that wasn't able to send it in towards the net firm enough. But a big touch here from Corky going towards the net. Mizu there, back there with the save. Cynical is up, can't get a second touch. Corky with a pass in midfield, but Storm snuffs it out. Storm and Mizu. Mizu just lets it go in. Storm must have called him off saying, hey, open net, it is in. You saw Mizu backflip there, looking for that final touch to get past the defender, but there was nobody there. Backflips out of the way. Xero on the opposite end of the goal, can't save it.
Yeah, and Xero was right there to meet the goal, but it hits that post, and it's the most dreaded thing in Rocket League. You get stuck on the post and you don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm. So we're seeing a lot of obviously early success from this Empyre squad, and they're going to be tough to beat. Just watch them going forward. They're so fast, and they're looking for passes. They're not just assuming that somebody's going to be where they need to be. They're actually looking for their teammates and placing it on their hood. So far, Empyre has been very, very deadly with the ball in their hands.
Yeah, and also as you're talking about, Empyre's just communication has been on point as they sneak this right in. Look at this triple pass play right here. Mizu straight to Cynical. Cynical actually missed Cynical just off the board and right perfectly at him.
Yeah, I don't know if he was called off or if he just elected to go for the fake touch there and threw the defense off. But he went up for it, didn't get the touch, but he had a player in the midfield that took advantage. And so we're just seeing Empyre come out so strong. There's going to have to be a drastic change from HNC if they want to stay competitive. Corky's up for it, though, looking for a shot. Cynical, so fast up in the air, gets any kind of offensive pressure that HNC was going to have and takes it right away from him.
Oh, and the great interception right there by Mizu. I mean, you saw Xero passing it out, and then Cynical, of course, straight back, and Corky just couldn't make it.
Well, and there's that midfield pass we're talking about, right? So
Yeah.
instead of taking up the wall or banging off the backboard, he sends it right into the middle. And now you have a team that's in recovery that now has to take on a shot that they're not expecting from an angle that they're not ready for. And it's going to be tough, but we have a 5-0 lead already. This one is looking very one-sided in the way of Empyre.
Yeah, I was going to say, Empire's looking strong. It's only 3 minutes in. Or, no, I mean 2 minutes in, sorry. And you're already up 5-0. I mean, HNC just needs to turn this around. I think the pressure's getting to them a little bit too much, and they're not able to get their own passing plays down and their kind of team chemistry that we've seen before, but it's Empire's just playing so well together.
Yeah, and that's going to be the difference between the really high-level play versus some of the just moderately high-level play. And HNC's not bad by any stretch, but look at the differences. Going for that second and third touch is what Empyre is doing versus HNC that's just trying to take the shot like Corky there. Was going to get the 50 no matter what. Didn't look for somebody to pass to in the middle. And that's the kind of passes that we've seen from Empyre is when they are going to get 50'd or when they're going to get snuffed out, they look for another player to give the ball to. And that's kind of the big difference. You can be a GC and not play as well as Empyre is, just because they are doing incredibly well at the moment.
Yeah, and Empyre just huge, almost got another one right there. At this point, they're just kind of playing a little bit, as you see, a little bit with the ball. I mean, letting HNC get a little offensive in their own final third, but I think at this rate, not saying that it's to pat the stat sheet, but they are a double touch by Mizu. I mean, they just know what they're wanting to do with each play, and I think it's crazy to see what's happening right now in this game.
Yeah, and some of it's got to be just kind of continuing to build chemistry, getting comfortable with those passing plays, getting comfortable with positioning and stuff. If they feel like this game is not something they have to worry about too much, they're going to use this as opportunity to warm up for later games. As this gets, as these brackets narrow down and get tougher, then they're going to have to rely on this chemistry. It's a good pass in the middle, but doesn't find the net. And Corky now taking possession, taking up the side. Princess World's there. Gets a touch on it, but it's going to go right into Storm's lap. Storm now taking it right back upfield. Xero on defense. Send it right in front of his goal. No boost to Xero's name right now. Does get a good 50 that keeps it in the corner. And Xero now turn on full boost, but a little bit too slow on the turn. Princess World in the backboard. Does try and get it clear. Doesn't get it. Mizu off the sidewall. A lot of 50s around the midfield at this point. And just HNC needs to get something on the board. They need to get some sort of confidence builder as a follow-up touch there from Cynical as he tries to take a full field play. Overcommit there from Mizu and Storm. Chance here for HNC. Cynical over to Mizu. Mizu off the backboard there. Cynical right back into the middle. Nobody though wants to take over.
Yeah, and I think it's a little bit of, you see Empyre able to 50 and get on the offense a little bit more. And Princess World with a huge save and almost an own goal by Xero. But, I mean, the double commits, I think, by HNC is really what is throwing them off in their transitions right now. And that's where Empyre is able to open up the field a lot more from what we're seeing and has finalized on a lot of the goals.
Well, you see it when you feel like another team is faster than you. You see a lot of times where people will start just lunging at things, just trying to cut it off, and that's not going to work at this level. So that's where you see them double committing or jumping for balls that they don't necessarily need to jump for. Just trying to cut off the speed of Empyre, cut off some of those passing lanes. And it honestly comes back to hurt them more because they get out of position and then Empyre takes advantage.
Yeah, huge game right now from Empyre. Honestly, commanding game from Empyre, shall I say. Cynical with 2-2 and 0 and 5. But I mean, Mizu was just, I think, probably my favorite player to watch. I mean, Cynical had some great passes and some great shots. But I think Mizu was kind of a little bit more commanding, not only on defense, but in the midfield. He really shut down what HNC was trying to do in the midfield and just connected perfectly with Storm on a few of the shots.
Yeah, I think Mizu is one of those facilitators. So he's where he needs to be when he needs to be there, looking for those passing plays, getting the second touches, getting it over to other additional teammates and stuff. Just always kind of trying to find himself in the right position at the right time. May not do the same fancy stuff that we saw from Cynical this match, but definitely where he needed to be and was a reliable teammate for Cynical and Storm to pass to or receive a pass from.
Yeah.
R3 there saying Empyre showing out. Yeah, they came out really strong in this one, and we're going to see if they can keep it up in game 2. I don't see a reason why they wouldn't, but we'll see if there's an adaptation from HNC right now to see if they can come out really strong here in game 2 and maybe force a game 3 between themselves and Empyre.
Yeah, and I guess what I just want HNC to do is a little bit more trust. You got to trust your teammates a little bit more. The double commits really showed what happened quickly on the offensive end and the defensive end, but Empyre really capitalizing on those quick plays that we were talking about. And another one to start right off.
Yeah, we saw a missed touch there from Corky off the backboard. Doesn't get the touch to get it clear, and then Princess World, a little bit of panic back there, but it's kind of solo. Got sent through what I like to call the washing machine, where it's spinning you around because you have ball cam on and the ball keeps changing direction. So Princess World is back there and couldn't do much with that one. It was just going all over the place, and there was a little bit of panic on defense, and that's not going to help. But the continued dominant performance, great pass, Cynical with an open net, sends that one in, and again, you see another infield pass, and they're not taking long possessions. Storm takes it over to Mizzou. Mizzou passes it across, Cynical gets an easy finish with an open net.
If we could get an average for how long each player on Empyre holds the ball, it would probably be around less than a second, because they're literally making passes so quick to each other. And, you know, that's what just perfect team communication is. Like, immediately you're like, okay, I'm on the right side. Immediately the pass comes straight to you, and you're just going to put a shot on net or even rotate it more towards midfield, that like we've been seeing.
Yeah, and we see them controlling the pace, and look, even there with the flick, right? There's a lot of players and stuff that try and 50 that one in, or they try and flick one off the backboard or something like that, but he just flicks it up and pops up for his teammate to get a shot on. And another shot towards the net. This one's going to bounce off the crossbar, go straight up and down, but it doesn't quite find the net.
And that's what we just call the crossbar is the hero of the goal today.
Hey, sometimes the best goalie is the crossbar, and that's working out for them this far. They're only down 2, but the pressure has been there from Empyre so far. This one comes straight down, big clear from Storm. Princess World is there, does take a slow possession, has a little bit of space to work with, but gets demoed in the process. Looking for the demo was Corky. Corky doesn't get it. Princess World and Xero back, and in full trouble from Storm, gets over both, and an easy shot and a final touch from Storm to get it past Corky. And just the insane presence and the insane awareness from these players to know I need to get this touch here. I'm not just going to let it go towards the net is incredible.
Well, yeah, I was just saying, you even probably, if we could hear their comms, he's me saying one-on, and you know that he's like, okay, I have to somehow put this right into the goal. And immediately, Cynical, somebody get this man a bucket, because the goals are just flooding in.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours for Cynical here. I mean, just non-stop pressure from overall. It's gonna put HNC in such awkward positions, and we even see in the chat people saying HNC's panicking a little bit. And I don't blame them. This is a team that is very good and very fast. That's hard for anybody to compete with if you're not ready for it. If you're not used to playing at that speed or used to watching teams get those extra touches, you know, it's like if you're a champ 2 and you go and play down in platinum, you're gonna feel a lot more comfortable. And so that's kind of what it feels like. You just have a large gap between these two teams, and we're just seeing the dominant performance. But this one's going into net from HNC. Big clear from Storm.
And absolutely huge. It's a little bit of I think that was just Corky just probably trying to clear it, but I think it was a little bit of a mistouch for the own goal there. Maybe.
Yeah, he was trying to clear it and then kind of took a pause on the backboard instead of allowing momentum to get through. So when he took that pause, he couldn't accelerate fast enough to get back in front of the ball. And they're just in a tough spot. So this one is most likely going to go to the way Empyre unless we see a miraculous comeback from HNC. But the pressure has been so great from Empyre that it's hard to imagine. And it's not letting up anytime soon, but a counterattack opportunity. This one is towards the net, but it's going to go off the side.
Yeah, and Empyre's just, like you said, and like we've both been just going, the pace of this game is all in their hands. Like, they have not let HNC one breathing moment of room.
Yeah, HNC just essentially they need a full field clear that happens to be going into net in order for them to get a goal at the moment. They're just not able to hold possession past the midfield for long enough to maintain strong enough pressure. Good pass down to Storm. Storm trying to go back up to Cynical, but Cynical a little bit too far committed for that off the ceiling. And that's just crazy that Cynical is using the ceiling as if it's the floor, like it's no big deal. Obviously, we go for those ceiling shots, but then we get super awkward. He's up there like, oh, I'm just going to drive up here like no big deal. And a good shot comes in, Corky with a good backflip save, but the pressure has not subsided just yet.
Yeah, and I mean, Cynical, like I said, the man has been an absolute monster in in the series so far. Like, not even both games. Like the first game, destroyed. Mizu, destroying. Like, this Empyre team, just as you can see, like, who just does is like, I'm just gonna rotate that car and just get the flick in midair. Like, okay. Yeah.
Well, Storm didn't want to be neglected. We've seen Cynical show out. We called out how Mizzou is in good positions all the time, but Storm didn't want to be neglected. He wanted to make sure he got a flashy pass in, but at full field going towards the net, that's not going to be able to go in for them. And the pressure is alleviated for Empyre, but it's not for HNC. They're trying to turn it right back around. Like a great ceiling shot at Storm, not able to quite get the touch. Mizu right back up to the midfield. Storm with the big pop. Is Cynical up for it? He is. Cynical looking for a shot, trying to go for that far post. Can't find it. Zero boost. Zero playing that one away from the attackers, but Storm is there. Storm trying to get past in the middle. Cynical's up. Cynical misses. Princess World on the ball. Send it right back to the midfield. And the pressure from Empyre is unrelenting. They just stay on top of that blue half. There is no escape right now for HNC. Good touch from Storm. Yeah, touching Storm, looking off the backboard. Cynical with the final shot. What a play!
I was just say, when are they gonna get our lad a hat trick here? And the question was not when, but it's now. Oh my God! All right, and you know, honestly though, HNC, I feel like we've said that they're not playing well, but they shouldn't be this concerned from this game. I feel like, yes, they didn't have a great series right now, and they're kind of getting absolutely a little bit destroyed, I would say. But you got to look back at this as a team. You just kind of say, hey guys, that was a rough series. We take a breather and, you know, step back.
I mean, at some point you just have to kind of say like, yep, they're really good. Like, and just kind of leave it at that. It's like, hey, those guys, they are very good. How can we get that good? And that's kind of what you have to take away from this one. Like you were saying, don't get discouraged. Don't get beat up too much about it. Just hey, there's going to be players out there that are better than you. And they just ran into a team that happened to be better than them, even though HNC is very good at Rocket League.
Yeah, and it's just a time where when you see moments like this, you're just like a little stressed, but like you're saying, it happens. There are teams that will be better, but at the same time, it's nothing to get crazy about. You're like, when we go back to training or when we go back, it's how can we improve? Where do we go from here? And, you know, props to Empyre just showing out today. Cynical, Storm, and Mizu just, I mean, we're talking about a nice roasted dinner here. Whether it be pasta, whether it be whatever you want, but it was the sauciest of times.
It was the sauciest of times. Definitely feeling the sauce was Empyre. They had all of the saucy plays, but that was a lot of big stuff. So what I end up seeing going forward, and my kind of overall take from these two teams, Empyre and everything, obviously very, very talented. And what I liked that I saw from them was looking for that extra pass, looking for that third touch. And that was a big difference maker for them. So kind of keeping that stuff going forward as they face faster teams, as they face higher caliber teams, keeping that kind of chemistry and everything going forward. Now for HNC, what they can kind of take going forward is looking at what the difference of planning for those passes and planning for those extra touches does to an opposing team, how they felt and they were panicked and they're always trying to recover. That's what you need to be able to do to other teams and stuff. And so I know Corky and World and some of them are very very invested in Rocket League and how to get better and stuff. And that's what's going to make a big difference, looking for those second and third passes and getting your position and rotations down in a way that allows you to be aggressive, but also solid on defense. It's a very fine line, but that's what they're going to have to look for going forward.
Yeah. And before we get way too into it, and the analysts are like, hey, he just stole my points. What's going on, guys? Let's shoot it back over to them, to Laura Brown and all those
World
guys over
coming
there.
in
at
the
the
chat
Analysts.
saying I wanted to forfeit. World, don't get disconcerted, man. Don't get too discouraged of how they played. That's just a very, very good team. Don't get discouraged on how you played.
It is.
You guys definitely can compete with some really high level teams, and just kind of take that game with the silver lining, kind of take the bad with the good on that one, and just hope that it can help you get better versus just, yep, we got clapped, because that's not going to help you in the long run. So
Really. All right. Well, I think that's enough from us. Laura Brown and DeadDry.
Any more analyst points away from them, so they'll let them take over from this point.
All right. Do you know what to say? I mean, no, I'm just kidding. Actually, if we're gonna come at this game, it was just a simple story of being outmatched. Clearly, Empyre has. I'm gonna have to say Empyre was probably my favorite team at this point in time, only because of the simple fact that if we're gonna take each team and dissect it a little bit, it was going from looking for your team and passing appropriately versus just booming it up and hoping for the best. You know, it was and if you were to even watch like the cars in the air, like the little micro corrections, you know, in order to go towards the ball or go towards the goal or pass it off to the side, the differences towards me was astronomical versus the team play.
Yeah, definitely. We could definitely see a big skill gap. But nonetheless, I saw some decent efforts coming from HNZ. So yeah, they should definitely not be sad with their performance. It's unlucky to meet such a strong team early on in the tournament, but I think one thing they really should work on is their consistency in hitting the ball. What we often saw is missing the clears on the backboard, essential touches to make sure that there's no open net or an easy shot for the opponents. So I think if they work on that, that's definitely something that they could get better on and get stronger in the long run.
Yeah, they looked a little HNC. Knowing them as well as I do, they looked a little shaky. A lot of double commits. They're not normally that jumpy. You know, you see they boom a ball up and two people are already in the air for it. And the problem is no one's touching it and with any kind of purpose to it. You know, and their speed is pretty fine. Like that's not the issue. They couldn't get those touches to go places that were conducive for them to get any kind of pressure. Like they kept popping balls up high, you know, missing the sidewalls. You know, they just need to get that passing between them right, and they will do a lot better. I know they will.
I think initially out of that first goal, it was just a shocker. Once the first ball went directly into the goal, it was a surprise because you don't really expect at this level to have a kickoff goal on normal circumstances. And when somebody has to rush over to try and block it, immediately already sets the pace. And then Empyre was just relentless at their speed the entire time. There was no breath. There was no like Relentless said before, you just can't really. They couldn't breathe. Yeah,
indeed. Empyre really showing up as well. Having some really good games here. I still think that they can perform better. I think at some points they hold back and went for some more creative plays, showing off some mechanical skill. I think when they would be playing stronger teams, I think they would perform. and actually have closer games with those stronger teams.
Yeah, I agree. HNC is definitely a good team. But I think Empyre was just on a whole new level. Like everybody else has said before, it's hard not to get discouraged in those kinds of things because HNC was definitely a great team. But when you face a team like that has the cohesiveness, and we all have those days when we're playing certain games or even sports in general that some days you're just really on and some days you're just kind of off. And it might have been a story of that where Empyre was on and HNC was off and just kind of melted away like that. And right at this point in time, actually, we're going to pass it over to Relentless. We're going to give it back over to the casters. Take it away.
Thank you, Bones. Really do appreciate that. So I'm going to take this brief moment. I've been instructed I am allowed to talk about ASAP Weekly. If you guys enjoy Rocket League content, if you enjoy listening to Rocket League content and you want to be part of a community of people from all over the world that play Rocket League, hype each other up, it's a positive, reassuring group. The ASAP Weekly podcast group, they have their own Discord, they have their own weekly podcast, sometimes twice a week depending on how much content they have coming out, but they have a lot of stuff. The ASAP Weekly group, again, they do a weekly podcast and you have every kind of skill level. You have everything from gold all the way up to high level GC. So if you guys are interested in Rocket League content and you guys want to be part of a great community, check out the ASAP Weekly podcast. I know we have a commercial that's going to be coming up here shortly, so please go check those guys out.
All right, thank you guys so much. I'm going to go ahead and hop in here real quick. I do appreciate it. Like Relentless said, please go check out ASAP Weekly podcast. They are partnered with the Melon Patch. They provide a great podcast and go over a lot of esports and other things. Mechanical Mediocre has everything you need to be able to get better at Rocket League. Thank you guys so much for being here so far for the Electric Circuit, brought to you by the Melon Patch, hosted and in partnership with Circuitry Gaming. Guys, make sure to really shoot them some support. Follow them on Twitter. They're an awesome esports organization and have definitely supported us along the way. FireJubJub is going to go ahead and take a moment to back out and go get some food, and he will come back as an analyst. If we can get some love in chat, please, right now, for our man Twisted. He has been there as an analyst. He is going to be taking off for the night, and I just want to say thank you, man. He's been a longtime friend. He's even coached me several times. He's very, very, as you guys can tell, very knowledgeable about Rocket League, and he's been fantastic. If we can get some love in chat for him, I would greatly appreciate that. And FireJubJub will be taking his spot. And now we are going to give it back to Vagabond and Relentless as they come back for the casting, and I'm going to go ahead and give them a game to hop into here in just a moment.
What is going on? It's good to be back.
You're back already. You weren't gone for too long. A single series. It wasn't too bad. I mean, I didn't miss you, but I'm sure somebody missed you.
I'm sure somebody missed me. I'm not a very missable person. It's okay. By the way, when Woos gets us into a game, I'll add your Steam from there. I think it'll be just fine.
Sweet. Yeah, we need to get you in here so you can watch the games too. Actually, I might have you on recent players if you.
I don't think we were ever in a game together.
Okay. Oh, no, I got you.
eSports. Just so you guys know, we are waiting currently. We're going to be hopping into Enormity eSports versus Maybe Baby, but they have not quite made the lobby yet. So that's what we're going to be hopping into. But Vagabond Relentless, tell me, what is your experience so far with the tournament? What are you guys thinking? Who are your favorites for winning? As we've seen so far, obviously there's a lot of teams so far, and we haven't been able to see everybody, but what's your guys' thoughts on the tourney?
So far, I mean, I wasn't casting, but I was watching that Empyre game, and holy cow, they're so fast. Their touches are so quick. They don't hold the ball for any longer than they need to. I'm really excited to see what they do in this tournament. They're going to be a force.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I was there for that entire Empyre game, and they were obviously very, very good. I'm looking forward to seeing what sort of teams can be competitive with them up to this point. I know we have some really high level teams because we had an upset earlier in the tournament. To see how they kind of compared to one of those teams like Empyre, who obviously came out and performed really well. But Empyre didn't have to face a team that was quite on their caliber. So how do they do when they have to face a team that is at that higher level? And that's kind of what I'm looking forward to.
That definitely is something to take into account. I mean, who was that? HNC?
Yeah, HNC is who Empyre just went against. Yes.
Right. I actually I casted a scrim of theirs a few weeks ago, and they're not a bad team. They're actually a very good team. They're very fast. They're usually a pretty fast team, and they're usually defensively very sound, but Empyre was just picking them apart. Like, just lions to the meal.
Yeah, they were I think it was the speed that was the big thing, right? They were looking for those passes, which is obviously important, but they were so fast to be in the position that they needed to. And it's just because they were making good decisions and they were turning up when they needed to and they were rotating back when they needed to. They were just making sure that they found themselves in the right spots. They didn't have wasted extra movements. Their recoveries were really fast. Their touches were really fast. And so it allowed them a lot more opportunity. They didn't challenge for things that they didn't have to challenge for. So they're always able to be back and where they need to be in time. So that's going to be the difference at that maybe low GC level up to the high GC level, that big difference of speed and recoveries and not wasting your touches.
That is definitely something that I think HNC needs to clean up a little bit, though. It just seemed like they just didn't really know what to do in that last game.
Yeah, I mean, and that's, again, it's kind of the same thing, the same comparison. Like, you can be a GC, but if you're not, if you're a 1600 GC and you have to play against 2000 level player GCs, that's like a champ player going against a platinum player. It's that kind of gap in skill, and I think that's kind of what we saw. We saw a team that was very good in their own right, which was HNC, but they're going against a team that was incredibly good with Empyre, and they were just a higher level GC level team. And so that's going to be the big difference. Like, as good and fast as you think you are, that team came out and they were faster and they were better, and it's just tough. But we're past that one. We're on to this next game. We're going to have
my way in.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have Enormity eSports versus Maybe Baby. And again, really excited for this one. Looking at the rosters, they are all here. They're joining up. Skies, Young Oath, Adverse Meteor, and Melody for Enormity. Random Stuff, Jakester, and Forest Fire for Maybe Baby. So we're going to be starting here between these two things. It looks like Maybe Baby is our blue team and Enormity is our orange team. So we're starting off in the kickoff going with Adverse. We have two players chilling, cheating. Skies is up for it, gets a touch in the middle. And we're going to have an early goal here from Melody. Guy being really smart, cheating really fast. He gets a touch into the corner. And that's where Fudge needed to sit back a little bit and stay in net, because committing to that ball when Sky was up already is a tough decision.
Absolutely brilliant play by Enormity for Skies to just kind of cheat and get that forward pass, just a little bit of a boost to allow Melody to take advantage.
Yeah, so that's what we, seeing some early success, but again, that could be just they're trying to get used to each other and get used to the play a little bit, but a good early goal coming the way for Enormity. But Maybe Baby looking to counter here, looking to get something to find an equalizer before the time ticks down too far. Skies looking for a second touch, but Forrest on defense back there. And a big shot coming in from Jakester. Jakester takes that touch from Forrest and absolutely owns it, sends it into the net. Adverse and Melody, both very aggressive positioning.
And it seemed like they were kind of part in the Red Sea there. I mean, Adverse on one side, Melody on the other. There was nobody back to try and help save that goal.
Yeah, that one was definitely, again, aggressive positioning from them, caught them out, but that was the equalizer. So now we're back to even here with just over 4 minutes left, and nobody's going to leave it. A great touch here, great pass in the middle. Skies up for, but he can't get it. Jakester now with the shot is going to go off the post, but Jakester, the ball's not clear yet. Jakester has still got pressure on the net, but the pressure is now clear, and this one goes into the Maybe Baby area.
That was a really nice flick by Forrest to keep that ball away from Skies.
Yeah, good touch to make sure, because again, in that recovery and stuff, and a good save here by Jakester. The pressure is still there, but Fudgy on the back wall, able to clear it. Melody, though, keeping it in the Maybe Baby half. And But this one's right back in the midfield. We're getting a lot of good midfield battle, a lot of big clears and stuff. But no team taking too much pressure right now. Sky's looking for a double off the back wall. Does find one down, but it's not going to find the angle. Guys, almost gets that one in.
For me, it honestly looks like Enormity. While we were talking about how those midfield battles are really good this game, but it looks like Enormity just has a little bit of the upper hand so far. I mean,
yeah, Enormity looks
like
really
just
fast.
like there. It looks like Adverse was, just beat Forest to the punch on that challenge.
Yeah, but this one looks pretty evenly matched from what they're putting together, but a great pass in the middle, and Melody Adverse can't get that one to go past the defender. But these teams look, generally speaking, pretty even match, but a lot of pressure is coming from Enormity against Maybe Baby. But Maybe Baby, defense is holding strong so far.
Maybe Baby, defense is right. Strong defense is right. Excuse me. Words. What? That's my job. But Maybe Baby just standing tall in net, standing tall on the defensive side, not really allowing Enormity to get a good quality shot off. However, Enormity has been doing a really good job of keeping Maybe Baby in their own zone.
Yeah, we saw that flick there was either a hair too early or a hair too late. Not early enough for the pass, not late enough to get over the defender, and then the counter attack coming as they were all of Maybe Baby's team was getting very aggressive on that counter attack. And when it got snuffed out, Adverse took advantage, sends this one in on the near post. Defender can't get back in time. 2-1 lead for Enormity.
I mean, for me, honestly, so far so good. This game's Skies. I didn't even see what happened there.
A great kickoff goal coming from Adverse and Skies. Skies cheating, and that's the second time we've seen Sky cheat very aggressively, very fast, and getting up before the defenders have any idea what's going on. And that's going to put another one in. 3-1 is the lead now for Enormity, but there's still 2 minutes left. 2 minutes for Maybe Baby to make it back. A great pass here from Skies, but Forrest just there in time.
Now, maybe you can answer this. Oh, what a save by Forrest. But maybe you can answer this a little better than I can. If you are, if you're a Baby, what do you do? Do you decide you have to be a little more aggressive at this point?
I don't think it's one of those decisions. I think it's maintaining possession and looking for your teammates. He's right there. He flicks that ball. That's not a shot that's very threatening. And instead of going for a pass, he flicks it just towards the other team and gives away possession. That's going to be the big difference maker. We see with Enormity, they're doing just a bit better on looking for passes and looking for additional touches. This one comes off the backboard. Skies is there, gets the soft floater to go over the defense. And that pass off the backboard, instead of it being a normal shot, forcing Forrest to have to kind of decide what he's doing. And defense can't do anything with it. So another goal coming the way of Enormity. But it's going to be that maintaining possession that Enormity's doing better than Maybe Baby at the moment. And Maybe Baby, they had that one goal success off the big clear, but that is another goal coming for Melody.
I believe that is Melody's second goal this game. Yep, him and Skies are both sitting at 2 goals apiece. I mean, what a clear, and Melody just putting himself in a perfect spot just to get that easy tap-in goal.
Yeah, pretty simple goal and stuff for them. But again, those counterattacks and the hyper aggression, but that's going to be the issue. Keep giving away possession, looking for a second touch there. Jack can't find it. Fudge coming off the back wall to go straight down, but Melody quickly sends it back to the direction Skies with the touch, get past the defender in the midfield. This one's going to come straight down, wide open there for Adverse. Adverse, no adversity there. That one goes straight in off the great pass and touch from Skies, coming straight down in front of the wide open net.
I mean, Sky created that play. He forced Baby into double committing to a ball they probably shouldn't have, and beat them both. Just a 2-on-1 right in the middle of the field that led to Adverse to be wide open.
Yeah, and another counterattack and stuff. They're just getting so aggressive on the trying to move the ball upfield. They're losing all sense of positioning on where they need to be, because you saw Forrest and Fudge were both up on that right side. Once the ball got taken away, there was no one back in net. and the other defender was in the midfield on the other side of the field, and they're just kind of getting caught out. As we have a Brazil right now currently for Enormity. Do they push the envelope a bit, or are they going to be satisfied with having the 7-1?
I honestly think that they're just kind of maybe go for a ceiling shot or two, maybe mess around a little bit, because it does seem like this game is as good as over. 15 seconds remaining, and you're down by 6. Yeah, as you see, there are just cars flying all over the place with no order or any sense of real direction.
Yeah, and a big tub coming out there from Forrest, but it's not going to be enough. Too little, too late. Unfortunately, Adverse going for a shot, trying to make it 8-1. Adverse and Skies trying to find each other right there. And that was an incredibly dominant performance from Enormity. It's looked like in that first minute that they were going to be pretty closely matched, but Enormity ran away with it in the later minutes. And we have a big 7-1 victory. Adverse leading the way with 3 goals, 3 assists off of 8 shots. Big plays from Enormity that one.
Yeah, I mean, like I was talking about Skies before. He had 2 goals, 2 assists, a save, and 7 shots just right there behind Adverse in just about every category. But Skies really he's been so good at just setting his teammates up for success and making sure that they have an open net to shoot at. Adverse making sure the job gets done. He's been the aggressor, and Melody he's always in the right spot at the right time.
Yep, and it looks like both the teams are readied up, so we'll ready up now and get them started in Game 2. I definitely want to see more of this. I want to see if maybe Baby can adapt to what they saw in Game 1, or if it's going to be more of the same from Enormity in Game 2.
So I'm receiving a little bit of a note right here. It seems like Adverse is the top 1v1 player
In the world?
I'm not sure, but he played for Sway.
Well, that is Adverse is is top 1v1 player. Oh yeah, so okay, we got top 1v1 player, but this is threes, as helpful as 1v1s is, and we saw a lot of things from Adverse that, like it wasn't a lot of one plays that led to their success. It was the great passing plays and great awareness and stuff. So, that one's play is really good as a big shot comes in here from Jakester, but again, that's going to be a full field shot is not going to do what you need to do against a team of this caliber. And it's an organized panic coming from maybe at the moment. They're just trying to hold on as this pressure mounts from
what a save
from Enormity. Counterattack coming though. Fudgy on the ball. Adverse showing off those 1v1 skills, shadowing well. Just take it all the way to the corner. Even his team wasn't ready for that one.
I really hope Fudgy heard us when we said that, because I'm sure he's going to find out very quickly you're not going to be able to get the ball past Adverse like that.
Yeah, but all it takes is one lucky goal sometimes. As they have the pressure here, Jackson looking for 50, doesn't get it. This is looks like a sub.
They changed their names.
Oh, they just want they know they're on stream. They're trying to advertise a little bit. We got Melody with the Twitter. We got Skizzy Drip with the Twitter.
Well, Skizzy Drip was Skies.
Sky was Skizzy Drip. Okay.
As well, Melody.
And then Adverse just staying Adverse, I suppose.
I'm sure he's going to be staying that for a while. Oh, but a steal from Adverse got kind of close to the net. But anyway, Melody and Adverse trying to pinch this into the net, but nobody, or rather they couldn't pull it off. And Adverse is going to go up for this, just kind of tap it up, trying to put this ball down. Jackson is not able to steal.
Yeah, and we see Melody coming in, looking at a solo play of her own, her own, I don't know. But Melody looking at a solo play of their own, and he gets snuffed out. It's only a 1-goal lead right now. There's still definitely space for maybe Baby to find the net here. And this could be it, and it is going to be it. Forrest taking that ball. Comes off the ceiling from the missed touch there from Sky. Now Skizzy Drip. It's taken away by Jakester, and Forrest follows that one up the near post goal. 3 minutes left. Can maybe Baby force a Game 3?
Well, a tie game is what we got right here, and this game is getting real exciting real quick. I mean, you have Adverse. Yeah, Adverse is a top 1v1 player, and it seems like their team is going to be going for RS. And honestly, the way they've been playing it, it's definitely a possibility. As this ball gets passed, Adverse is going to punish.
That's yeah. I mean, and that's the hyper aggression and stuff, and those little mistakes, very easy to punish. If you're a third man, if you go up for that ball, it has to be a 100% sure thing that you're going to be able to get a solid touch on it. If not, then you're just leaving your team extremely vulnerable, and that's what happened there. But they're only down a goal, 2:30 left. Can they tie this one up late and potentially force an overtime or win in regulation? Maybe baby, trying to make something happen.
Well, I mean, you also got to understand that 2 minutes in Rocket League is a lot of time. You know, sometimes you're stuck in your own zone for 15 seconds and it feels like forever. Maybe if baby can just keep the pressure on, then they'll be able to pull one off, send it to overtime or something, tie this series up.
Great demo coming in, but a big pinch from Enormity that gets the ball clear. There was an opportunity off that demo, but it's not going to amount to anything. DryBonez gets the touch. Jexer now missed the touch on defense. Fudgy also making awkward touches. Adverse sitting there, just floating in the air, not really sure what's going on, trying to make the best out of that situation, but gets a touch in the middle. Forrest now on the ball. 1v1 with Melody. Melody snuffs it out. Jexer sends his one right up back into the midfield. Still a counterattack opportunity for maybe baby. Can they do anything with it? Looks like a good pass over to Forrest. Forrest with a shot that is going to make it in the top bin.
Shot.
And an incredible pass from Jake. So you see him go up for it. Gets the soft touch in the middle. Lays it right in front of Forrest. DryBonez can't get the save. Too busy trying to recover. And that ties us up. 1:20 left. Here we are, 2-2.
Like I said, 2.5 minutes is way more than enough time to tie up a game. Forrest is putting himself in a perfect position to receive that pass, and opportunity was shut down there by Skizzy, as we now know it.
And another one going in from Forrest.
Wow.
Forrest taking that win and taking the lead after a big dominant performance in game 1 from Enormity. Game 2 comes out, and maybe baby not playing around.
Not playing around is right, and as you saw, it seemed like Adverse had a little bit of a mistouch. That ball, he had a touch on that ball that went straight up in the air, but here's an opportunity, but Fudgy couldn't catch up to it before Melody.
Yeah, so that was a good chance, but it was very, very quick and a little bit awkward. So tough touch there from Jexer. Jexer not able to do anything with it. Try to get past in the middle is Adverse, but Adverse sends that one to his own backfield. And his touch goes right in the middle. Melody on the ball, but the pressure is coming out for maybe baby at the moment as Forrest is trying to maintain possession game, trying to get booming clear up to the other side of the field. Does get it. Nobody from his own team there, but also nobody from Orange there either. As a good shot coming in. What an angle from Jakes. Another goal for maybe baby. 25 seconds left. They're looking like the controlling team here in game 2. All that dominance we saw in game 1 from Enormity hasn't carried over here. They're down 2 with only 25 seconds left. It's possible, but it's going to be difficult.
Do you think that maybe there were a couple nerves on maybe baby's side, especially if some of them might have known who Adverse is?
It could have been nerves. It could have just been that they got down, by quite a bit semi-early in the game, and they started panicking a little bit too much. And this one, they kept it closer, and it was a little bit easier as they're going to extend their lead to 5. And there's the dagger coming from maybe baby. Fudgy passing that one up. Forrest gets a touch on it down to Fudgy. I don't think Fudgy needs the assistance, but he'll take it. 5-2, 8 seconds
Forrest
left.
put that in itself. But anyway, it looks like game 2 is going to go in favor of baby tying this series up. And it just overall
Big plays from maybe baby there. That is forcing us to go to a game 3. Oh, All right, so we're gonna be getting into game 3, but again, we saw the kind of comeback there from Maybe Baby. We see Forrest 3 shots, 3 goals, and an assist and some saves. Forrest coming out really, really big for the blue team. But we called out Jaxer a lot. We called out Fudgy there in the end. And that's the kind of play you need to be competitive here. We thought this one might run away from us, but it's not doing that.
Absolutely right, Relentless. Like we said, Fudgy, we were kind of like, oh, how's Fudgy gonna do in game 2, whatnot? How's Jaxer or Jakes gonna do? But they both stepped up big time. Fudgy only had a goal in 2 shots. That doesn't mean he didn't play well. His midfield play, his defensive play was outstanding. Jakes, same thing. He had a goal and 2 assists. One of those assists coming off of a kind of a weird angle on Fudgy's last second goal there. However, their midfield play and their defensive play just allowed them to stay out of their own zone and keep the pressure on Adverse and company.
I don't know what's going on here.
Or do I? Looks like we're all right.
All right, they're ready to go. Just a
Everybody's
little
moving.
fireworks show to start us off. That playing for the cameras here. But we're all tied up. This is game 3 between Maybe Baby and Enormity eSports. And Enormity taking game 1 with a decisive victory. Maybe Baby taking game 2 with a decisive victory. And Jax coming in with a decisive shot. What a pop there from Fudgy. Gets it into the middle. And Jax hammering that one down. Oh, I thought there was a redirect in the goal. No, just a missed save opportunity.
No.
Sends that one in. We have a 1-goal lead in favor of Maybe Baby.
That early goal, I think, is going to be the momentum that they're just going to carry the rest of the game. If this double touch goes just a bit wide, Forrest trying to do it by himself.
Yeah, and Adverse showing off those one skills that we talked about earlier, but Forrest just
My
back in time.
God.
Adverse with a great flick, but Forrest there just in time to get a big save. Fudgy now forcing the ball in the corner, and Adverse now on the ball, passing back to his teammates, but Fudgy's there, 50s it, goes back into that Enormity side. In Enormity quarter, this ball's going towards the middle. Adverse there with the shot. Forrest coming in. Forrest taking the missed touch from Adverse. Adverse sends this one right up into the middle. Not much else Adverse could do, but Forrest happily waiting there for it to fall into his lap. Sends that one into the far post, the soft floater.
Yeah, Adverse is trying everything in his power to keep the ball away from Maybe Baby, but he just couldn't, as he set Forrest up perfectly to just put that right in the top left.
Yep, and we see again a lot better defensive plays and stuff still coming out from Maybe Baby than we saw in one. So maybe they found their groove a little bit more, but this shot's coming in. Fudgy there just in time to save it, but the pressure hasn't subsided yet. Enormity still trying to get something on net. This one's gonna go across. Adverse is there looking for a shot. Just in up the back. We're going up for a double, but Fudgy back there in time. That's a clear, big clear from Fudgy and Forrest. Adverse is up for it. Looking for a touch past the defender. Heck no. Just clearing out the midfield. And they're gonna start their attack here. Big shot coming in from the midfield. The Melody. Easy save Melody on that.
Really great play coming in from Maybe Baby. They're just not allowing Enormity to breathe at all, keeping the ball in their corner, just like on that challenge we just saw. They're just not allowing Enormity to have an inch of space, and I do stand corrected as Adverse cleans up a little bit of an awkward defensive moment from Maybe Baby. It looked like this ball went off the post, nobody could get it. Fudgy trying to clear it out, and Adverse just beats it to the punch.
Yeah, Adverse needed that one, though, because all of the orange players would have been in the net had Adverse not touched that one, and an easy counterattack would have come from Maybe Baby, but they do hammer it home. They lessen the lead down to 1, but a shot coming in from Jakexer. Jakexer, Blaze Run. Might be Jaxer, but I'm going to go with Jakexer. Jakexer, Blaze Run, and he sends that one with an incredible angle, flying from cross field. Gets a light touch off his car. They came in for a save, but couldn't get it.
3-1, just under 2 minutes have gone by, and honestly, if you're Enormity, I think never mind. I just want to watch that shot. I think if you're Enormity, you have to get the ball out of your own zone. You have to start being more clear. It seems like their communications might be a little off. They're just a little confused on what to do and who they're passing to.
Yeah, and I mean, again, we saw a lot of good passes in game 1. I don't know what's changed between now and then, but 2 demos coming out from maybe Baby, but the shot is gonna still get on target. Fudgy, quick turn, gets a save. I think he had a teammate there as well, but does get a save, gets a big clear, and so does Jakester. Jakester, Forrest with the shot.
My God.
Forrest, pass from Jakester, absolutely hammers this one in from the midfield.
I swear, Jakester is listening to us.
Has to be. Every time we say his name, he just puts something absolutely volatile out for his team to finish. Fudgy wins this kickoff. Back in still with the cushion there. Makes it looking for it. Doomsy does get the 50. Adverse gets a clear, and Melody takes over. Adverse now starting the counterattack. Forrest not able to get up fast enough. The save isn't there. Jakester and Forrest couldn't get it done. Fudgy with the touch, the right in front of Adverse. And Forrest and Jakester both had a chance to save that one. It just a little out of reach.
So just a little over 2 minutes left, and the deficit is now 2. I mean, are we going to be able to see a little bit of a comeback here from Enormity? I honestly hope we do. You know, the more goals, the better, as Fudgy makes a great save on Adverse, going for that ceiling shot.
Yeah, and I think just after that game 1, maybe Baby was able to find their positioning a lot better. They were able to support and get good passes, get the ball out from the opponent's possession, and it's paying off for them. They're looking for these additional passes. They're getting clears that don't go right into the opponent's lab. So those things combined are definitely helping them out. Big touch there for Forrest, but it goes right at Dizzy Drip. This guy.
Oh, now Adverse went up for that ball really early on. Do you think he could have been a little more patient on that double touch attempt?
I think it's one of those things. I think they feel the pressure of being down late in a game 3, and they're just trying to get something going, and was hoping for the best. But here it is. Here's a counterattack coming. He's up for it. Tries to get the shot. Doesn't get the touch. Needed to get that touch. But the pressure is still coming from Enormity. Jakester's up. Does get a touch in the corner. The Melody is there. Keeps the pressure on. Big clears there from Jakester. Forrest going to get the easy pop in the net. And I believe that is going to be the dagger again coming the way of Forrest after Fudgy and Jakester get a big clear, and Forrest just on the breakout upfield gets the nice easy finish.
At that point, I can't really blame Enormity for being as aggressive as they were. I mean, you're down 2, 40 seconds left in game 3, trying everything in your power to stay in the winner's bracket, but you know, it's just unfortunate, man.
Yeah, I mean, you came out game 1 really strong. You had to be feeling pretty good about yourself, but maybe that was the key. Maybe they got a little bit too comfortable too early on, and game 2 just got away from them as Fudgy's gonna send this one in from the full field, but no, just back there in time. Saves the goal, but the series is still gonna go the way of maybe Baby, Fudgy, Jakester, Forrest. They are winning this one as Skizzy doesn't even stay for the end of the match. And Jakester finishes one off. 6-2 victory for maybe Baby. What a touch that gets that pass up and allows Fudgy to pass it right back into the middle. At Forrest RL if you want. Forrest tagging himself out there. He saw the Twitter name changes. He's putting himself out there at Forrest RL. Give that man a follow.
Yeah, go ahead on my man Forrest.
Forrest. Big trash shot coming out at the end of the match. But that's going to do it for us in this one. We are going to be coming back to our analyst table to break down what we just saw and set us up for our next match.
All right, so we're just going to send it over to my man Bones. Bones, take it away.
What's going on, guys? So on that game, I was a little bit skeptical at first because maybe Baby was kind of showing a little bit of hesitation right off the bat, kind of like the last games that we watched when they barely pulled that one off of the previous team that they were playing. However, when they started calm and collecting. And I think you were right, Relentless, when you had mentioned that the teams coming off of that first win kind of got a little bit confident and calmed down, as to where maybe Baby just took complete advantage of that calmness and then just really brought it to him.
I just say, as you saw Maybe Baby playing, and what an exciting game. And first off, that puts them through their group stage. Now it's going to be like kind of a big climb for Enormity, because this next game for Enormity is either make it or break it in the group stages here. It's either they win, they go through, but Maybe Baby's through, and that's huge for them. I mean, four wins and 1 loss in the group stage. But then also, like, just that was just fun to see. That was a fun game. I mean, it'll be interesting what happens out of the knockout stages sent into tomorrow and what they do, because today they've kind of been shaky in most of their games. They've been like 2-1, or they not anything clean like pure series sweeps, but it'll be interesting how they transition into tomorrow.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The first game, Enormity had 18 shots. They had pressure out just everywhere. Like, they just had it, and out of nowhere, you saw Maybe Baby just realize that they could match that speed. They stopped being so passive about it, and then that's when they really started kicking that into gear. That's when it became a series, and Maybe Baby really pushed that out after that first game, because it did look a little shaky in the beginning there.
It looked like they had shaken those jitters. Like, that's kind of what it looked like. Completely shaking those jitters. They found their groove. They went right in, and they became calm in themselves as a team. They became a unit in that very moment after that first game. It looked like maybe they'd like, all right, guys, come on, let's put our heads together, get your thumbs ready, and let's do this solidly.
Yeah, and definitely huge. And we talked about group stages. All right, I elaborate on it a little bit. But out of Group 1, I'm just going down like what we have so far in the brackets, I would say, because it's kind of a little hectic. But Group 1, the for sure people that have gone through that I know of, at least, unless like the rule changes. I don't know how the tournament's so much going. But it's Fractured Memories Gold with Evolved eSports stealing it away in Group 1. Group 2, like we just said, Maybe Baby. And we'll see who the second contender is. That game's still yet to play. And Group 3, we have Onlyfans and a few others still playing out, like I said. That one's interesting a little bit because it could be a 3-way tie in that group of second place, and I don't know what happens then. Is it like, oh, we beat you here, we beat one here, does that mean we go through?
There can only be one.
I know, like, does this turn into Highlander? They just take swords, chop each other down? But Group 4, we have Dark Allegiance. If you're a Dark Allegiance fan, wish your lads a good some GGs out there. Group 5 is I'm Dreamin' with Empyre eSports. Now that group is interesting. Empyre eSports, as we saw, absolutely destroyed. I mean, they looked really good, but Is I'm Dreamin' actually beat them in a 2-0 sweep. So I just kind of want to bring that up. I mean, I don't know if we didn't get to see that game, but what are your guys' thoughts on that? I mean, just real quick before we keep going down the group stages. I mean, Empyre was great.
I'm gonna have to say Empyre is probably gonna be my go-to. Like, I'm really excited to see what they do as far as I'm gonna put my money on Empyre for the tournament, because just watching them play and their minute mistakes, if any, how they controlled the car, how they controlled the ball with the car, how they controlled in general the match, even the speed of the game. It was very intense.
Yeah, sweet. And then you know what? The game's going right now, so I was gonna say.
Oh, go back to the casters.
Yeah, we're gonna shoot it right back to the casters for you guys instead of going through this.
All right, so we're back. Thank you, Analyst Table, for a little bit of insight on what's going to be happening on this tournament. As we hop into Game 1, we got HC versus Ottoman, I believe is the term. And we're up, and we're at 2-1. with goals, both goals from Otter coming from Fiend and one goal for HC coming from Haru. Haru already sitting at 3 shots on goal, and just from what I've been watching, Otter has been doing a really good job of controlling the ball, making sure that HC doesn't really have much to play with or much to do. Relentless, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just listening to you, man. And no, but so yeah, we're getting a lot. Our blue team and stuff. There's been a lot of good control and everything, and obviously they have that leading score line and stuff. But you know, it's gonna be a matter of who takes advantage of the opportunity. You see Fiendstar on the ball right now, sending this one towards the net, but Angel's there. Foxy in the net, live right now. Foxy RL. They're sending this one down the field. Azel with a big shot from the midfield. Aris, what a save!
What a save made by Aris.
Sending this one clear, but Azel's there. And the pressure that's coming from Orange right now has just been absolutely incredible. They're just putting so much on this blue squad, trying to even it up with only about 1:40 left in this match.
By the way, a little bit of a correction. Otter, our blue team is Otternauts, like Juggernauts, but Otter and not Jugger. But anyway, yeah, like I said, you know, Orange, HC Prodigies just not being able to really do much thus far in the game.
Yeah, it's been pretty one-sided for the blue team, but I mean we've seen a few opportunities that they've had so far, but it hasn't been a ton. And so we'll see if they can do it. I mean, they still have a minute left. They're only down 1. We'll see if they can kind of make that thing go forward. But right now, it's been all Otternauts up to this point.
I would really like to see HG Prodigies mount some kind of comeback here and really stick it to Otternauts, because right now it just seems like, you know, they got an early goal, but other than that, they haven't really been doing much in the offensive zone.
No, they had about a 30-second part there with pressure. Banger Boy trying to send this one into middle, and they have about 30 seconds. If they want something to happen, they need to happen now, but this one's going into the net.
Oh,
and
no.
Almost touches that one. I think it could have been detrimental had to touch it, but Fiendstar goes up for it. Eris ends up getting the goal. Fiendstar just goes there, tries to steal it. Does to get the steal. And that extends the lead to 2, but like you were saying, it's all Otternauts at this point. Prodigies needs to come out swinging here in this last 30 seconds. Or if they're going to try and do what we saw last round from maybe Baby, take it 2 and 3 and win it that way, they can try, but it's always easier to take game 1.
And you know, lately we've been talking about you know, who the standout player is in a certain game or in a certain series. So far in game 1, I haven't really noticed anything or any standout player. It's just that Otternauts has been playing such a good team game, and there's 4-1 Banger Boy just with the BM last second goal.
What a shot. Eris sends this one up. Banger Boy with an incredible angle. I don't even know how you end up doing this. Banger Boy gets that insane angle. For me, I think Eris has been a pretty big standout for that team. Obviously taking the MVP, it's very easy to call Eris as a standout there with 1 goal, 1 assist, 3 saves. Big come out from Eris. But I saw a lot of good plays from Azel on the HC Prodigies team. A lot of good plays in the midfield and try and get good passes. But we need to see more from them. We need to see a little bit more consistency, and we need to see them get those passes for them to have success here against Otternauts.
I was just going to say, HC Prodigies really need to connect those passes. They really need to tighten up on their midfield play, you know, aside from Azel, who's been really trying his hardest to set up some plays for HC Prodigies to take advantage of.
Yep, and we're going to get into game 2 here. HC Prodigies really ready for it. They definitely want to get back into this and hope that they can, you know, adapt to what they saw last time around. And maybe they are going to, institute some of those passes, get a little bit more comfortable on defense. Again, we saw that from maybe Baby last time around. So maybe that happens this time around as well, that we see HC Prodigies come out and be the best at adapting team after a good performance from Otternauts. As Eris takes this one off the kickoff, but it goes right into Foxy. Foxy and Fiendstar 50 in the middle. Azel's on the ball. Azel taking up the side ball. Second touch doesn't get it. Eris Plenty of space to work with. Sends it high. Haru's there. Haru sends it wide. Fiendstar can't get to it. Banger Boy by himself back there. Does send it wide. Buys time. Allows the ball to go to Eris. Eris trying to get a big touch. Eris does get past, but Foxy is there. And again, the pressure has continued for Otternauts, but it's strong so far as HD Prodigy.
And Fiendstar is going to try and take this all the way across the field by himself, but Haru is there to meet him. Good defensive play by Haru to, shut down. I already lost the name. To shut down Fiend's attack. But like I said before, it just seems like the Otternauts are just not allowing HC Prodigies to get anything. Even just that play right there, Eris not allowing that clear to even come close to their net.
Well, we need to see those passes. We need to see them not give away possession. We've seen that now a few times coming from HC Prodigies. They're taking big touches, but all it's doing is giving the ball back to their team. It's doing a lot more stuff effective with the ball. Foxy there, getting a big clear. That is one of the times when you do need a big clear, get yourself a little bit of time. But we need to see them maintain possession because right now they just keep booming it right into the other team's possession, and that's going to be difficult. Haru with a little bit of space to work with, sends it off the backboard. Eris is up there for it. Banger Boy gets the clear. And nobody there from Orange. Haru's up, gets a save. Foxy was up as well, but wasn't going to make it. This shot's going to go really high. Take him off the crossbar. Fiendstar trying to find the top corner. Gets the double touch. Fiendstar taking advantage of that rebound. Goes up. Fiendstar. Great double touch off the top corner. Hazel gets caught up off the ball. And what a finish from Otternauts, taking the first goal of this one. 1 goal lead, 3:13 left. But a comeback is available for HG Prodigies. They just have to close out on these opportunities that they have, as Eris trying to get the ceiling shot coming off up top there. But so much pressure coming from Otternauts. This one's gonna go in.
Banger Boy should have had a goal right there. He just missed the net. He was trying to hit that top right corner, hit the post.
Yeah, it's been. Oh my goodness, there it is. That's the equalizer.
Wow.
Coming from Foxy. HC Prodigies not going quietly into the night. They're going to send this one. Eris expecting the ground pinch to go up a little bit. And that one's just a slow roller into the far corner. We're all tied up, 2:49 left.
Well, it does seem like HC Prodigy has done a lot better job defensively and minimizing their mistakes. That has led to a really good counterattack, allowing Hazel to really get up there and make that pass right down to Foxy.
Yep, pressure is right back on. Banger Boy takes possession of midfield, sends it right back to the orange side, and then Haru clearing that one out. Fiendstar's up for it, looking for a second touch, looking for a third. A pass up to Eris, but it's going to be a little bit wide. Banger Boy with a big demo. And Eris with a double touch off the corner. Leaves Fox a little bit awkward. Haru's awkward as well. And a lot of pinball going on in that corner right now between these two. Fiendstar looking for a second touch in the air, trying to get touch in the middle. Nobody from the attacking team is there. Haru and Foxy getting a big clear. This one in the blue half final before HC Prodigies.
Now is the time where HC Prodigies really needs to put their foot down and really start taking advantage of Ottoman's kind of, I wouldn't say complacency, but more relaxed style of defense. It seems like they're really not too aggressive. They don't really go for many challenges. They just kind of let the ball come to them as Fiendstar has his shot stuffed by Haru.
Fiendstar looking for a big double on that one. He was going to go for his second double of the match, but Haru comes in with a big save. But Eris off the 50 above the goal, able to take the rebound and send it straight into the top right corner.
Haru just couldn't get up high enough to try and even come close to making that save. Eris doing a great job of being aware that, the defense is out of position and his teammates are nowhere to be found. He had to go for that ball.
Yeah, we see FireJubJub calling out all the aerial plays that we're getting as Banger Boy tries to get another one here. What a save from Haru. And Angel gets the dunk in the midfield. That's going to keep the ball from staying in that orange pressure. Good fake from Foxy. One-on-one opportunity. Gets a touch over Banger Boy. Needs one final finish. Doesn't get it. Angels, though, on possession. Fiendstar sends one right back into the midfield. Haru's up. Doesn't get the shot to go in. Eris on the counterattack with Banger Boy. And that pressure from HC Prodigies was incredibly important, but they weren't going to get it. That pass, Ansel, a little too aggressive on the position on the defensive end there. Was on that front post, but a little bit too far forward. And the big dunk of Eris and Fiendstar sends this one in 3-1 the way of Otternauts.
3-1 is your score, 45 seconds remaining, and HC Prodigies on the brink of going down in this series 2-0.
Yeah,
and Haru is going to try and clear this out for Azel. He's going to try and dribble this and can't beat Banger Boy.
And that's probably going to be the dagger here. They only have a 2-goal lead. It's still possible for something to happen, but it does not look like they're going to give it up easily. Foxy there trying to go in off the defensive end. Good pop. It's past the defender. Eris is there. Eris keeps the pressure away. 10 seconds left, and that is going to do it. Eris on possession here. Not enough time for a comeback now. Banger Boy trying to get one final goal as that touch is going to go wide, and it's going to sneak in off the own goal. 1 second left. 4-1. Banger Boy, just a soft little flick caused people to panic, and that is going to do it. 4-1 is the way this one's going to go.
So as this game winds down, if I'm not mistaken, Banger Boy actually does play for the University of South Florida's collegiate team.
Well, they are lucky to have him. That is for sure. Big plays from Banger Boy and Eris in this one. Both of them big playmakers. We see the only difference in their stat line is one more shot for Eris. And Fiendstar, what an incredible opportunity for a few double touches. Had one go in, almost had a second, and a big showing out right now from Otternauts. They could be competitive going forward with some of these teams.
I really can't wait for this tournament to continue. I mean, Otternauts and Empyre. Think about that. Think about that game. That game is going to be absolutely nuts. The offensive
if we get to
power
see
is
them,
just...
Yeah, if we get to see those two teams, that'll be really good. But I'm excited for a lot of the teams that we're going to be able to get to see. Like, there's a lot of really good teams here.
Of course. I mean, I'm just going by from what I've seen today so far. You know, Empyre reining in 14 goals in 2 games, and the Otternauts just playing so aggressively and not allowing their opponents to breathe at all, putting their hand around the throat.
Yep, and we're going to take this opportunity, send it over to our analyst group. They can kind of break down what we saw there, the dominance that we saw from Otternauts, and what HC Prodigy can kind of do going forward to maybe take away from this and make some improvements. So, analyst group, what do you have for us? Bones, you're back there. What you got?
I was going to toss it to Fire right away. Let's go for it.
You know what? Let's be honest, ladies and gents. I don't even know what happened in this group. I'll be honest. First off, we got the man, the myth, the Otternauts. I mean, they are like the true juggernauts of the championship in this group right now. I mean, they were just like, you know, don't mind me. I'm just going to get my serving of dubs here and catch you guys later. And then second place is just like, well, it could be Empyre Black. It could be Macho Men. It could be... At this point, HC Prodigies. Or no, not HC Prodigies. Sorry. Actually, yeah. No, it's HC Prodigies. Yeah. No, second place? I don't know how this works. I literally don't know what the tiebreaker rules are for this tournament right now. And I think what drives me crazy is that we saw how HC played. Empyre Black, I didn't get to see much of them, of course, but what a group. I mean, if there's a 3-way tie for second place and you're watching this, I don't even know, like, are you just going to pull, like, when these teams won or who these teams beat out?
So on that, on ties, if teams are tied head-to-head and goal differential will be used to decide the winner.
Okay. So if that's the case, then I need some detailed stats from this bracket list because it's crazy. This stuff's nuts.
Absolutely a crazy group. Just like the World Cup, you know, you draw groups, and the worst group to be in is the strongest group. They call it the group of death, and this one looks like the group of death. Everyone is so close, it's hard to figure out who's actually going to take that second place.
When I was watching that game, it kind of if you were to take the group or the team Empyre and then put them next to the Otternauts, Otternauts was a little bit more methodical in the way that they were shooting and passing and playing. They were creating a lot of opportunities in the moment, like directly, as to where the Empyre team were like almost like it was previously said, hey, I'm going to pass here, here, here. Let's do that. As to where Otternauts were so fluid in changing direction, like immediately on the spot, which is, I think, to have those two teams in together to be playing against each other is going to be extremely interesting to watch, because nobody's going to. How do you predict that? I mean, it's a very well organized team to where a team is very, very adapting. It's going to be super, super interesting.
Yeah, and we saw Otternauts as you're talking about, literally in the midst of the game. Like, you're talking about not only aerial plays, but they were juggling to each other. Like, it was just kind of, it was like, oh hey, let's add some little bit of flair to it, and it was kind of crazy to see. And I know that earlier in chat, people were wondering if Ace Esports got through. So if you're an Ace Esports fan, the good news is they're in. So they are going through. So again, throw some GGs at your lads. But I mean, if you're looking at this HC going through, they played a crazy good team. Otternauts is not bad at all, as we saw, but they still held up a little bit of their own. And I think going forward, they can also improve, not only that they faced a good team, but they actually gave them a good competition and a good time to play against each other.
Any more words, Brown?
They just they look comfortable, man. Like, that's the only way I can describe it. They look comfortable.
Yeah,
that's kind of where I'm at with it too.
Yeah.
They look
like Otternauts is when it. You're right. JubJub, it looked like they were just kind of playing around at a little bit. They were just, like you're saying, juggling to each other. Like, hey, you just want to share some hoods real quick and take it on into the goal? Hey, I'm going to flip it off the top. You got this? Yeah, I got it, man. No problem. Like, that's kind of what it looked like. It was just like a casual conversation of playing Rocket League. But that's as to where I'm still stuck on the Empyre team, because that's my favorite team, I think, is this right now. But if you're going to compare the two, it was like a robot versus a surfer. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the way that you could explain it. But if you guys, do you guys have anything else to say?
I don't. I think we hit all the points there, boss.
Yeah.
All right. I think at this point in time, we're going to go right into a commercial break.
Alrighty. Welcome back, everybody. And, I hope everybody's having a great day with some electric circuit right now. We're watching some electric gaming that has happened all day long. So from Group A, or I guess Group 1, because there's a lot of Group A ones. So from Group 1, Fracture Memories Gold and Evolved Esports carry on through. Right now, Group 2, it's maybe Baby for sure, but they're also playing out the last game as we go right now. And from Group 3, we're seeing Onlyfans and Ace Esports go through. And Group 4 is Dark Allegiance with Veracity Black. And then Group 5 is I'm Dreaming with Empyre Esports. That's their main team, not Empyre Black. And Group 6 is RBG Esports and Hey Bro go through. And then Group 7 is BPlusers and .exe. And then Group 8 is actually Otternauts. And I think it is Macho Men that went through. If I looked at the stats right, I might actually have to look at the winner's bracket and check how the brackets line up fully. But for right now, that's what we have for the stats. Anybody's thoughts on everybody that went through and any teams that you're specifically looking forward to see tomorrow?
You already know that I want Empyre. That's the team that I want to see. I'm super, super excited to see like what else they have to show us. And, on top of that, I'm going to have to say my B team is going to be the Otternauts after what I just saw. I mean, just the very calm fluidity of team play to pass to being able to switch a decision at the same time. And then Empyre just being strict on their passes, be like, hey, it's going here, get it. And then they do. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's going to be interesting, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
No, yeah, it's good. I'm looking forward to seeing what Macho Men have, because Otternauts is absolutely crazy. They are, without a doubt. But they have dropped one game so far, and that one game was 2 Macho Men.
Yeah.
So I want to see if Macho Men can get it together and really start making that push, because I want to believe. I really want to believe.
No, I'm just kidding.
I want to believe, man. I'm holding out hope.
If that's it for everybody, we can go back to the casters, unless you got something else to say, Jub.
No, I just, as we look into tomorrow, I'm really interested to see how, honestly, Onlyfans, no one knew about them going into this, and I know their name's a little funny, but I want to see how they go through and destroy this. And then also, I'm interested to see, Group 5 was a little bit crazy, but Is I'm Dreaming was the only team to also beat Empyre in Group 5. So that's one of those moments where I was just kind of okay, I want to see what they can bring to the table. I want to see the where Empyre got lost in the sauce by Is I'm Dreaming.
Please bring something to the table, right?
Yeah. And I mean, the crazy thing is, as I said, Group 2's finishing right now, but maybe Baby just taking the whole group. And those are the teams that I'm kind of on the lookout for, the ones that just take the whole group. I'm Otternauts, maybe Baby.
Baby's 4-0 right now.
Yeah, so it'll be a lot. But I guess since we're done here, if you want to shoot to the casters, up to you guys. I mean, I got nothing else. I'm done.
All right, let's take it back to the casters.
All right, Relentless, you there?
Hold on. There we go. Now I'm here. All right, cool. So mic's on. We're good to go. It's looking like, for our last game, we're not going to end up getting a final game. We're going to end up having to end it there on the analyst notes of maybe Baby coming out, taking that bracket. Everyone's hype on Empyre. And, we got some people that are going to subscribe to OnlyFans, it sounds like. So, that's pretty much what we have coming our way. And, it's going to be interesting and stuff. As we look into tomorrow, I think the major questions that's on everybody's mind is, who's going to challenge Empyre? Is maybe Baby going to be able to continue their dominance? Whose OnlyFans is this? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. That's all I've got. I'm going to send it right back over to you, Vagabond. You can take it from here. I've already used all my jokes at this point, so I'm going to send it over to you, and then we can hopefully send it back and get everybody on board.
I can't follow that. You're just going to leave me out to dry. So in terms of tomorrow, I'm really looking forward to it. Lots of great teams. Like you said before, everybody's hyped up on Empyre, but we're also, and Fire said before, maybe Baby is 4-0. So we have no idea what they're going to do. And Team OnlyFans, they were super exciting earlier. So, and the Otternauts, I mean, they just, I want to go back on what Bones said before. They were just so good at changing direction every single time they had the ball. So I would really like to see an Otternauts versus Empyre series, because that was just an absolute. That I think everybody here and maybe some, if not most of chat, could agree that that's kind of the dream match of this tournament thus far.
Yeah, and for Otternauts, it's really hard for another team to defend something that can change continuously, create opportunities for themselves almost on the spot. That's kind of what it seemed like anyway, with the double touches or off the backside, or, changing direction to try and hit the backboard double tap. It's how do you guard that? What do you do?
I'd say you just shove your body at it and hope that your car can stop it.
Full boost, jump, go.
But I mean, it's also one of those things where you notice kind of methodical with how they play the dodge and and touch the ball, I would say. But it's also how they pass together, and I think that's where Empyre might have a little bit of an edge, because they literally just were one step ahead of what they were doing. They're like, we're going to pass it up left. Immediately as they got it left, it went midfield. And then I was like, okay, now it's right. Like, it's just one of those where you saw the transitional plays not only play out really well for Empyre, but a lot of these other teams, when they're bringing on pressure, you see a lot of counterattacks breaking into how teams will finish in the final third. And Otternauts just showed that when it comes to final third play, they're going to finish it in the most beautiful way I've ever seen.
I noticed a lot too. Those two specific teams, now that we're talking about the Empyre and Otternauts series, it's really you notice that they don't just pass the ball away almost every single time, especially on a clear. You know, they have great control of it, and if they're passing it up, it's generally to one of the teammates that are up top. So trying to defend against a team that is very well prepared and organized, whether it be in fluidity or planned out passing, it's going to be super, super difficult. You can't, it's very hard to play a team that's always ready with very minimal mistakes.
Lord of the Browns, any thoughts?
I was just thinking about Otternauts and about Empyre, and I think Otternauts' floor is a lot higher, you know, because they're a lot more fluid with it. You know, they're fluid, they're methodical with it, they're very calm and collected. And I feel like Empyre, I feel like we still haven't seen all that Empyre can do. I feel like their ceiling is a lot higher. I feel like we still haven't seen some of the things they can get into once they really start feeling it, once they really start getting that gear, you know. So I'm excited to see how it turns out.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be a great game tomorrow. And honestly, a man we haven't heard from too much, and I want his opinion on a lot of this, is he's been sitting in the background doing a lot of the great, beautiful editing and transitional play. Yeah. So, I mean, final thoughts is, you know, today was awesome gameplay from a multitude of teams. Whether or not you were a little bit on the winner's side or you learned a little bit more about your team today, I think it shows that tournaments like this are where teams not only can come together and be like, we need to improve here, we need to improve there, but it also shows like a lot of different ways people play Rocket League. And if you're watching this and you're wanting to get better at the game, you can learn that there's not just one way that you should be playing Rocket League. There is clearly a plethora, and people have different styles, people play differently, and it gets you wins in different tournaments like this. And when you find buddies or anybody that you like or an organization that you're with, it's just great to connect with them. And you can follow me on Twitter at Clayton_Easton. And then my Twitch is FireJubJub, but with a 1 instead of an I.
If you don't mind, guys, I'm going to cut into right after you, FireJubJub.
Oh, yeah, Bones, all you, man. Please.
I'm not trying to interrupt. I actually got to get going. I got pizza to pick up. So, as far as the tournament goes, you're right, JubJub. I'm going to piggyback on what you just said. Rocket League is one of those places. Go ahead. Rocket League is one of those games where there's not really a glass ceiling of skill. You know, there's tons and tons of different ways of playing. So, okay, I got to get going, guys. This was super, super fun. I'm glad to be here. DeadDryBonez is my name everywhere. So, sorry, guys. My son's he's distracting me. All right, I love you guys. Take care.
All right, let's hear from Lord of the Browns.
So my final thoughts on everything going on. I'm going to double down on what I said earlier about the Macho Men. If we're talking a Cinderella story, I'm putting my money on the Macho Men. Right. Only because they're the only team to get one game off of Otternauts. They're the only ones that manage that. So that's got to count for something, right? As far as Twitch goes, it's anywhere you want to find me. It's Lord of the Browns anywhere. On Twitch, it's at Lord of the Brown because I couldn't get the S in. The name was a little bit too long. But that's all I got. I had a lot of fun with this, though.
Good to hear. Good to hear, man. We were definitely happy to have you on as an analyst. I know this is your first time, and you did fantastic, my man. All right. Vagabond, I got you up on the screen. What about you, my man?
I saw a lot of really good stuff today. This is actually the highest level of Rocket League that I've casted thus far. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I still got a lot to learn. So if you guys hear me tomorrow stumbling over my words a little bit, please forgive me. You know, I think, you know, like we said, the Otternauts, Empyre, Baby, you know, they're all, you know, amazing teams that I can't wait to see go at it tomorrow. And I need to ask Lord of the Browns where the hell he got that flag from, because that is an awesome flag.
I got it from the Assassin's Creed 3 pre-order a bunch of years ago.
Okay.
So I've managed to keep it in pretty decent condition for a good number of years.
That's awesome. Anyway, if you guys want to drop me a follow, my Twitch is Young Vagabond. I'm probably going to change that soon. My socials are now in chat. Thank you, Woozy. And I'm going to actually now pass it over to the man of the hour, the play-by-play commentator for most of the night, Relentless.
Thank you, Vagabond. I really do appreciate it. I've had my co-casters tonight, FireJubJub and Vagabond. They've been great and stuff, allowing me to take breaks while talking, which has been incredible. Saves my voice and stuff. If you guys are interested, I do IGL casting, I stream, I play Rocket League and a few other games and stuff as well. Woods will be putting my stuff in the chat and everything right now. But as far as what we saw today, I think we can still just call out what was the most successful, not even just team, but we're going to go with just play style, looking for those infield passes. Anything that we saw winning, they were getting those additional passes and those additional touches. So going into tomorrow, I think that's kind of what I'm looking for, is which team is going to be able to get those additional touches, which team is going to be looking for those passes rather than just hitting the ball and hoping for the best. So that's kind of what I'm looking for tomorrow. Maybe it's Baby, maybe it's Empyre, maybe it's a team that we haven't got to see yet. And that's going to be the most exciting thing, is getting to see more teams tomorrow. So looking forward to that, and thank you, Woos, for allowing us to do this.
Absolutely, man. And again, all the love to my casters and analysts. You guys have been great. Guys, that was only day one. All right, the electric circuit continues tomorrow with both the losers bracket, the semifinals, the winners bracket. We're going all the way to see who is the number one, all right, of the electric circuit, the most electric, if you will. All right, guys, we're going to see who the most electric team is, and it's going to be a fantastic time, so make sure to be here tomorrow, 5 Eastern, 4 Central. It's going to be a great time. Will I have the same team? I don't know. I don't know how many of these guys are going to come back. I do know we got some new faces. I do know we have some new faces coming at you tomorrow as well, though, and we're going to have some fantastic Rocket League gameplay coming at you. Make sure to follow the stream, follow everybody else's stream, join the Discord. If you guys have any certain teams you want to see on stream tomorrow, we will make sure to get them in, but you got to let me know in the Discord. Go to the Rocket League channel, give yourself the Rocket League role, and let me know. We'll get it going for you. Otherwise, don't be shy. Join the community. The Melon Patch is awesome. All right, and continue to support Circuitry Gaming, as obviously they're an amazing eSport organization. I want to once again thank Circuitry Gaming for allowing us to host this tournament for them. It's been a blast. You guys have been fantastic to work with, and I hope to continue to work with you in the future. And on that note, I think that will be it for us. We're going to go ahead and throw some love onto another streamer, because you got to show the love and the community to somebody else. If you are in chat, let me know by putting a 1. We're going to go ahead and do what we call around here a woozy raid. You guys, if you are subbed, you can use the emotes that I'm about to put in chat. If you are not, it is no worry. But either way, we're about to put all the hype in somebody else's chat and throw them some love. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a woozy raid. That's right. So keep it going in chat. We're going to get the hype rolling. Again, thank you everybody for being here. It's been fantastic. And hopefully I see everybody here again. Now let's see. Let's go ahead. We have a fan favorite from the community. She's a fantastic Rocket League streamer. Her name is Tesla Da Panda. All right, she's fantastic. I love her community. She's goofy as hell, and we have all kinds of fun with her, and we're going to go have some fun with her right now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, and have a great night.